Organic production.
It's all the way. It's all the way. My daddy, I'm a hustler. I'm a hustler. I can get you all the customers, but come forward. You can meet me in the jungle. The jungle. Switch up 10 times 100, 10 times 100. You gotta stay down for that come up. Stay down for come up. Bitch, we eating, y'all got hunger. Boy, y'all got hunger. Niggas off for trappers and roll runners. Trapping roll runners. These niggas talk, but they ain't so nothing. They ain't so nothing. Oh shit. Say your shit, I spit it crack in you. So no bricks, I ball like Kobe. I can tell when niggas phony like what you holding. Bitch, I'm like Michael Vick in 06. I ain't through no pics. Man, I miss my homie. I miss my homie. Free my brother, man, he rolling. Lil' Bookie rolling. Niggas can't feel me like Corey. Plus they can brony. I know they cool, but they'll clone me. We leave them holy. We call it Cam Newton when the pat touchdown. Cam pistol make on runway, must do fashion now. Bitches ain't Monopoly, we cashing now. Call them Denzel Washington, yeah, now. I'm a hustler, I'm a hustler. I can get you all the customers, but come forward. Yeah, you can meet me in the jungle, the jungle. Bitch, I'm 10 times 100, 10 times 100. Gotta stay down for that come up, stay down for come up. Boy, you gotta stay down, y'all got hunger, boy, I got hunger. Make some for trappers and roll runners, trapping roll runners. These niggas talk, but ain't so nothing. They ain't so nothing, Rob me. Talking about robbing, you gon' rob who? A fan dude. Pistols are united are like band tools. A damn fool. I just spent 1,000 on some damn shoes. And you cuffing and loving that hoe, knowing she been ran through. I fell in love with bands, that's why I should've played the damn flute. OKC Thunder, bitch, I got shooters like Durant crew. I'ma keep it ready, niggas ain't gon' tell the damn truth. I got niggas who will pop the top just like it with Cam food. We call it Cam Newton when the pat touchdown. Pistol make them runway, must do fashion now. Hold on, bitches ain't Monopoly, we cashing now. Call them Denzel Washington, yeah, my daddy, I'm a hustler, I'm a hustler. I can get you all the customers, but come forward up. You can meet me in the jungle, the jungle. Bitch, I'm 10 times 100, 10 times 100. You gotta stay down for that come up, stay down for come up. Nigga, bitch, we eating, y'all got hunger, boy, y'all got hunger. Make some for trappers and roll runners, trapping roll runners. These niggas talk, but ain't so nothing. They ain't so nothing.
Peace, peace. We're gonna let the rest of the people come in, join the panel, watch the chat, peace, and bliss to everybody out there.
Bitch, I'm like can't It's all the way, it's all the way. I know some of these niggas envy can't be cool with him. We just went and bought some pistols with some cooler kids. You the text out there on bitches now, cool on them. And that bitch gon' fuck your nigga, know you cool with him. Cool. If I'm getting that money, nigga, I'm gon' be so cool. You ain't talking about money, nigga, I don't wanna hear them cool. Told them niggas I'm Drew Brees, I mean I'm cool as fuck. Your niggas do like a slave owner, they can't hang with me, bitch, I'm at their neck. I gotta stay with my pistol and Ted, bitch, we can't cool, I want sex. My bitch, I want my vet, young nigga. You ain't cool off with it. These niggas know that I really won't stop in this shit. Cool, I heard some niggas talking about that robbing this shit. I took this shit over like I was a goblin, little bitch. I don't play by the rules. Like Tupac, I got the juice, nigga. Run up in his snooze, bitch. I'm Kobe in 02. Nigga know that I really won't stop in this shit. Better play the shit cool. I heard some niggas talking about that robbing this shit. I took this shit over like I was a goblin, little bitch. I don't play by the rules. Like Tupac, I got the juice, nigga. Run up in his snooze, bitch. I'm Kobe in 02. I know some of these niggas envy can't be cool with him. We just went and bought some pistols with some cooler kids. You the taste out there on bitches now, cool on them. And that bitch gon' fuck your nigga, know you cool with him. Cool. If I'm getting that money, nigga, I'm gon' be so cool. You ain't talking about money, nigga, I don't wanna hear them cool. I had to chill, stay down and be cool with this shit, knowing damn well it take patience. I had to chill and just cut out some niggas I was cool with, could tell they were hating. Black man with a whole bunch of whites in my pocket, knowing damn well I ain't racist. I'm at my grill like I'm placing, bitch, I flex on my blanket. I'm so cool, I need a blanket. I had to chill, stay down and be cool with this shit, knowing damn well it take patience. I had to chill and just cut out some niggas I was cool with, could tell they were hating. Black man with a whole bunch of whites in my pocket, knowing damn well I ain't racist. I'm at my grill like I'm placing, bitch, I flex on my blanket. I'm so cool, I need a blanket. I know some of these niggas if it can't be cool with him. We just went and bought some pistols with some cooler kids. You the chase out that on bitch and now cool on them. And that bitch gon' fuck your nigga, know you cool with him. Cool. If I'm getting that money, nigga, I won't be so cool. Cool. You talking about money, nigga, I wanna hear I'm cool. Cool. Bitch, I'm cool. Bitch, I'm cool. Bitch, I'm 1K. I wanna hear I'm cool. Bitch, I'm 1K. Cool. Bitch, I'm cool. Bitch, I'm cool. Bitch, I'm 1K. Cool. Bitch, I'm cool. Bitch, I'm
Peace, family. Let's get it. Grand Rising, y'all. So yeah, man, I just want to do a little short build, seeing how the family doing, how everybody doing this evening, this morning, this afternoon, wherever you may be. So how's things going? That's fantastic. We're going to keep this thing on the road, y'all. So, yeah, man, the number one thing for the day is let's keep up the work, yo. You know, we progressing in everything that we have done, that we have set forth to do. You know, it's just progression. So the more we keep coming together as people, as a family, you know, we will create a bond that can't even be broke. As long as you loyal and you 100 with yourself. It ain't about being, you know, all this with another motherfucker, or excuse my French, or with somebody else. Be real with yourself, right? Because you can trick anybody. You can fake your character. You can mislead. You can be the best at it, right? To your parents, to your mama, to your kids, whoever. It doesn't matter about all that, right? Because deep down in your soul, you know you being fake. You know you're not 100. And that eats away at a person's heart. So, you know, then you'll have a less stressful day if you just learn to be 100. So that's the number one thing right now, just keeping it 100 with yourself and keeping it 100 with your family. You see what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? We just got to keep it rocking. You know what I mean? That's the truth. Because we are powerful people, yo. And when we come together, we can do anything. And a lot of people waiting on somebody else to do it. It's going to take you to do it. You know what I mean? You got to do it yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody's situation is different. Everybody might be going through something that's a little bit more different. So, you know, let's just try to put that work in and try to see what we can come across as men, as women in the community. We got a job to uphold. As long as we play our position, then everything must get done. Everything will be done. We must restore order. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, when we understand... Peace. What's going on?
Not much, man.
Peace.
Just chilling.
How you doing, Light Paul? We live. You want to talk to him?
We live.
We live.
We on the tube.
You ain't on the tube, brother.
Oh shit, nah.
Yeah, go and say a few words to him.
Man, peace to the lineage, man. Peace to everybody in the chat. Peace to everybody on the panel. Actually, who all on the panel?
Jaguar Chief will be coming through here shortly, and I believe that's it right now.
Yeah, well, peace to y'all boys. Camo not in yet?
Yeah, Camo on his way.
You said do what?
Camo on his way. I sent them the link.
All right, cool.
The good brother Camo. He stay coming.
Oh yeah.
Camo, yeah, he stay coming through.
Hey man, how about I just found out two of my boys was on the Aboriginal knowledge, and it's two people that I've known one of them since second grade and the other one since sixth grade.
Mm.
And it's like both of them are people that I just clicked with. Like it wasn't it wasn't like I never fell out with them or nothing.
And
It's
so
just
so
like
so how that conversation go?
you- well we was on Facebook, right? Because I just got back on Facebook and I just so happened to see my boy talk about he was like he had posted and was like slavery was a choice. I don't give a fuck what you got to say about it. And I came and backed them up on it. I was like, it was if because if you like, you know, so boom. Uh, like always, we got into a big argument with people that don't know shit about shit on Facebook. And then, can y'all still hear me?
Yeah, we hear you, brother. Keep
Somebody
going.
just called me, so I don't know if y'all can still hear me or not.
Yeah, we can hear you, brother. Keep going.
Yo.
Yeah, we can hear you, brother. Keep going.
All right. Oh yeah.
Oh,
So yeah, we was on Facebook and got into a big heated argument with a bunch of people. Well, a couple people. It was a so-called Hispanic and his Caucasian girlfriend on there trying to tell me about how no one owes us anything. But yeah, my boy came through and he just dropped knowledge and I was like, oh shit, I ain't know he knew that. So then yeah. Then he came over and we smoked and was chilling and talking about it.
that's powerful, man. That's how it go, man. And the next thing you know, y'all be politicking with 10 to 15 people on how to build and implement certain things.
Exactly. It's already in place. And that's the crazy
Yeah.
thing about it. It's all with people. It's about 5 or 6 people that I know is with me on getting some land and shit. Like damn, people that I know is with me, and it's all people I've known since elementary school.
And that's how it's gonna be. Cause guess what? Y'all are the same people. Y'all just gonna be finding out y'all might be a little closer than what y'all thought. Y'all might be from the same tribe. Y'all
Hell
families
yeah.
might have same names as y'all go back so far.
And
So
one of my boys, he said he's half Asian, right? But you can tell he's like one of us. But he just got the straight hair, and his hair not even really. He got the kind of nappy hair, but it's kind of straight. Like he could get dreads if he wanted them, but he just don't have them. But I was talking to him, and he was like, "Yeah, he was like, my grandmother is one of my grandmothers." He was like, "My grandmother is pale face, but my father is dark skinned Asian." I mean, he was like, my grandfather is a dark skinned Asian. Like, how the fuck that work? How the fuck both y'all Asian and just one of y'all like pale face and the other melanated? Like, how the hell? I don't understand.
yeah, well, one of them was a colonizer and one of them was a native Asian. So I mean, this is
Yeah,
about
that's
that
wild,
simple.
man.
Man. But yeah, man, that's powerful, man, and it's good when you run it. Cause I done run into a couple people that I went to high school with, ain't seen in a decade or so. Running to them, and we just on the same flow. You know, they on some Indian whatever. They on this, and I'm on that. We just build, and that's what it's all about, man. It's politicking in our community with our people. Cause what
Right.
our people's going through is what our people's going through. Nobody have walked a foot in our shoes. They never put their foot in our shoes because it's probably be too small for them. You see what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
That's what I was explaining to the Hispanic dude. He talking because we was cool. We went to college together. He was actually my roommate because he was the one that told me to go to the college. So I get up there and he act like he didn't want to come. So then I had made him come with me too though. But anyway, So yeah, the Hispanic dude, he talk like he all smart and shit, like damn, like he the most intelligent person on the world and shit. But then damn, get it, like you really want to tell me about my people? I had to spaz on him because it's like, yo, you're not gonna. When he commented, first thing, as soon as I saw him comment, I kept it hot. I was like, yo, this conversation not for you. Simple. This conversation is just not for you. He talking about don't start. No, you don't start. I just told you this conversation not for you. What you talking about? We talking to our people, not your people. And that's the problem. Every time they want to be involved with everything they got to do with us.
Yeah, this
Like
for
damn,
abs.
if
This
it
for
if it
abs only. This for
huh?
abs only. This for abs only. This is a
Exactly,
A
it's only
B
for
no
us.
A B conversation. So see your way out of it.
Exactly. Nah, this a original conversation. If you not original, if your blood not original, then don't say shit. Don't say shit. Don't comment. Don't damn do nothing. I don't want to see your face. It's just chill out in the chat. Read what we got to say or some shit. Don't comment on shit. I don't want none of your ideas. I don't want none of that. We can do this shit by ourselves. We don't need none of y'all help. And that's the only way we're gonna do it. Because motherfuckers not gonna help us anyway. Goddamn. But yeah, that shit had me hot, man.
Yeah, it
I
be
had to
like
spaz
that,
on his ass.
man. We just gotta stand firm on our information because you don't get it twisted. You will find jokers out there like pale faces that'll discredit your information. Like you'll say you're an Indian, they say, oh no, they killed the Indians off and shit
Nah,
like
you wanna know what's wild though?
they know your shit,
I
yeah.
I started kicking because he said something. He said something. I don't know. It made me say something about the pyramids in Mexico. He was like, I need to do my research. I was like, I did my research. When I did my research, I found the pyramids in Mexico, and I found out our people's in it. So what you talking about, Mr. Mexican man? What you talking about? What about the Afro Mexicans? What about that? He didn't reply to anything I said about the pyramids or anything. He just kept talking about how I was being racist because I didn't want him in the conversation and shit. Like, bro, nobody don't give a fuck about your feelings. You know where I stay, motherfucker. Man, you know what this is. Like, yo, I ain't about to play with you. If you feel
Yeah,
some type of way, pull up.
and that's another thing. We should tell
What up, King?
what's going on. What's going on,
Who
brother?
just came in?
Get your camera for me if you don't mind, brother. Fine. How you doing, brother? How you doing?
I can't hear y'all, brothers. It sound like
Mute
it
your
sound like
microphone, brother. Hold on,
Not my dad. Bluetooth
yeah, it should be a microphone on there. You can mute your mic.
you want me to mute mine? One second. I gotta find out how to do it. This is my first time.
But we gotta learn how to
Oh, okay. It's
implement.
just like regular.
Yeah, we gotta learn how to implement in such a manner where we don't get emotional because
Nah, the part where shit started touching home was because like he talking like it's a dude I actually know, like damn, like was in high school with and shit. Like it was my roommate type shit. So damn, he trying to talk big and shit. Like yo, I know who you are. Like he try so hard. This man listens to this man. He will wake up at damn 9 o'clock in the morning blasting Biggie. He want it so bad. He want to be one of us so bad. And that's why it's like I had to now really let him know, like, yo, this shit not for you. I already know you're a culture vulture, so you can stop that shit here. I ain't say shit when you was listening to Biggie. I ain't say shit. I ain't say not a damn thing. But you're not about to have this conversation with me.
you're right. You're right. And we shouldn't have a conversation like that. And we shouldn't get emotional over it because we got the truth. All we gotta do is bash them with their character, what they've shown ever since they crawled out of whatever rock they crawled up under within the last 5 to 6,000 years. No offense, right?
All right.
Uh,
All
we
right.
just we can only state facts of what a certain people have done culturally to a group of people who all made them throughout the world. Hey, mute your
Peace,
mic,
Chief.
brother. That's not Chief, that's Wallace, brother Wallace. How you doing, Wallace?
Oh, peace, brother Wallace.
Can you hear me, Wallace? I don't know what's going on. Hold on. But yeah, man, there we go. I had to mute your mic, Wallace. I'll unmute it in just a second, brother. I don't think you can get it done. But yeah, man, we just got to stop being so emotional, man. We just got to keep working with what we know, what we need to do. You know what I'm saying? Because we got the truth. We got evidence to stand on. We got certain shit that we got to take pride in, and I think that's what we lost. Us that's something that we lost within the last few decades, which is taking pride in things that we do, things that we
Right.
physically manifest with our hands. So I think we got to step outside of our, our our egos and start taking pride in everything that we do, because everything we do should be prideful. It's
Exactly.
something that we
Yo,
meant.
you want to know something wild? I saw on Facebook.
What's up, bro?
I saw it was some Asians, right? Breakdancing with kinky twist and shit.
Mm,
Yeah, they got a whole show about it. Like, damn, how they get together and just start breakdancing with old school music, old school rap music
I
with
mean,
kinky twist and shit. Like, yo, this shit, yo, that
these
shit
damn,
wild. Go
these damn,
ahead.
these damn agents coming over, they taking over our community. I mean, it's just like anybody else is coming, but they, it's a couple billion in them over there. So for them to come over here and just take over a whole state would be nothing, right? And
Right.
and, and when you look, you see half of the strip malls. That's who you see is the Asian. When you going to get your nails done, and people want to get their hair done, and people going to go to certain gas stations, you seeing the Asian there. And even a step farther, when you look on dance shows, that's who you see, little Asians, right? They can
Right.
dance. It's because they imitate and copying
Us.
your culture. So when you're thinking you're from Africa and they can just hop right in your place, they already got your culture down pat. They know how to fry the chicken. They know how to do the nails. They already selling the weave. They already can dance. You see what I'm saying? They just gonna take right in your place and rewrite history with them being over here, and we not gonna allow that to happen. Cause we are powerful.
You know it don't make sense to me. I know at least 20 females. I could probably name 20 females off the top of my head that know how to do hair, do nails, all that shit. But we don't have any beauty salons, any none of that. Like
Yeah,
that shit wild to me.
yeah. It's crazy because another thing is we're afraid into investing into ourselves, and as long as we keep being afraid into investing into ourselves, then we gonna see a low value in self. But when you get ready to invest into yourself, you can start creating an economic path for self, and then maybe branch out to friends and family members along the way. Excuse me.
All right.
So yeah, man, we gotta start investing to ourselves, or investing into a neighbor, or into a friend or a family that got the same mutual common goals that you got. Y'all put your financial situations together and to create some kind of business, right? Or
All
some
right.
kind of assets to leave behind. Cause that's something that our folks don't leave behind no more. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? We don't
One of
have
my
assets,
boys. I ain't mean to cut you off, brother. But
brother. Cool, now you good.
one of my boys from I've known him since like, yeah, I know him since elementary school too. He his dad got a business in Philly, and he was like he trying to bring it down here, and he want to hire everybody from the hood and shit, and now everybody try to invest in the business, so now everybody can like come up off of it and shit. So I mean that's what's up. He's somebody else that I don't know if he's on the Aboriginal knowledge, but I know he's woke to a lot of the BS. So he's definitely somebody I can build with.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, and that's just the thing, man. We got to learn how to build with a lot of people because I mean, we can't be ignorant of the fact that the reason all these other people here is because we are peaceable people. We are kind, loving, and tender-hearted people, right? That's why a lot of people have came over here and colonized. But at the same time, it's up to us to be able to look and see who is not us, right? Like we know that the so-called Native Americans are not us. You know, they are Mongoloid, European descent, or whatever, whatnot, a mixture of everything except for us. Okay,
Right.
so we got to understand that we are our own people. We are literally being written out of history. We got own Aborigines that's claiming to be Pan Africans that look at us like we don't even exist.
Exactly.
So yeah, man, we just gotta understand that as a fact. And
And you know what I noticed?
what's up, bro?
Just speaking to people. Well, just speaking to people on Facebook about it. A lot of people can't really. They don't necessarily like. They try to rebuttal or they try to like talk against it, but at the same time you can tell they like really thinking about it like, damn, this kind of makes sense. And I appreciate that because it's like I don't know. It's like I could just tell like sometimes people like even though they want to talk shit or whatever, that they really thinking like damn, that kind of makes sense a little bit. Yeah. So we definitely cutting on lights and shit, you know.
Yeah, I believe so. I believe that we really we are impacting the people in a way that I don't think that they can understand it. You see what I'm saying? I
Right.
don't think they quite understand what
Because
we trying to do. Yeah.
this information is real powerful to our people. Like that's what I honestly think people scared to have the power that this information brings. Because I mean, like it makes you realize, oh shit, this is ours. Like then once you feel like some shit is yours and somebody else got it, you're gonna take it back. That's damn, you known that since a little boy. You feel me? Like damn. But I feel like people scared of that power.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah, I don't know why I ain't got a ranch, but I don't know how to do that. That's chief shit. I'm just on chief thing right now. So I don't
We
know.
on Chief whatchamacallit on his
Yeah,
channel.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, shout out to the brother Chief Holiday. Shout out
Oh
to the
yeah,
brother
peace.
Jaguar Old Mac, Untonton this one, and the brother Corey Mill, and the brother Al Mac. You know what I'm saying, for coming through yesterday. It's a powerful bill yesterday. So yeah. Yeah, I don't know how to make nobody no moderator though. I wish I did. I'd make a few people I see in here. That's usuals and the regulars, the family. I would definitely make a lot of y'all moderators. But yeah, man, we're gonna keep it rocking. Yeah, man, we just gotta keep pushing with the information, keep standing on our information, standing on our square, wearing our crown. You see what I'm saying? We just gotta keep the work up. Cause that's what it's about.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna have a lot of people coming at us from all different angles, disproving us, playing semantics, right? Because what you'll hear is like there's nobody arguing that we're aboriginals, right? But they'll say, "Oh, well, y'all not the natives because y'all ain't on reservation." That's a loaded question. We're not even
Exactly.
natives. So, yeah, man, they just gotta understand that crap too as well. You
I feel
know,
like that's something people understand. Well, I feel like it's some people that understand and some people don't. The people that understand it trying to make sure that the people that don't understand it stay not understanding it. You feel me? Like damn, with the word semantics, like damn, with the Aboriginal and shit, like damn, separating the ab from the original. Like, oh, it's aboriginal. No, it's aboriginal, motherfucker. It's one word, not two.
yeah, that's right. And Matter of fact, I'm about to screen share the video right quick and from the other day, and I'm gonna let y'all see what the brother from London said to Sinetta now.
You know, he was talking about the Aborigines. A lot of people were saying he don't know what he's talking about. You mixing up the information. So I would like to give you a couple of minutes to get a little more detail in it, brother. On as far as the Aborigines, the African, aren't they the same people? Is it possible that our people can be the Aborigines? Talk to me. I'm going to get my screen.
All right. This was right. All you people out there that kind of think that are mixing a lot of stuff up. The bottom line is, a lot of you don't even know what Aborigine is, because a lot of you don't know even how to trace back your nationality to where you're really from. So therefore, at the end of the day, you have to know your ancestors specifically of who they really are based upon you actually tracing back your origin. And most of the times, when you go to that so-called site, ancestry of wherever those white people want to claim it to be, they're basing out on Africanism. So therefore, based upon that Africanism, a lot of you automatically are going to go to that site and think that these people, again, are still dictating who you really are and where you really come from. A lot of you don't do your own research. So all of you out there that's talking about, I don't know what I'm talking about, I'd like you to show this brother based upon his filming and able to come on his film and show him where you lot differ, or show him some facts, because you're saying I don't know what I'm talking about, but think about what you're saying. You're talking too, and you're not showing no proof that I'm wrong. So you can't tell me nothing. And I'm from Europe, so therefore none of my family come out of Africa, because we're the original Europeans. A lot of people ask me that. So therefore, since I'm the original European, you have to remember, where did the original Europeans come from? The original Europeans are the original the blacks of Europe, which even in English history, most of the time, they don't even teach in the curriculum over there. A lot of black people in England don't even know that England once was a black country. They don't even know that. They're not going to teach you that in the British system. So therefore, I'm just one of the guys who's from England, who's out of Europe, can dictate that and prove that if you go through your history of Europe, of the kings and queens of Europe, King George, King Arthur, King Henry, the original kings were black. So the original kings were black of Europe. So therefore, the Scottish queens, they were black. The original Queen Elizabeth was black. So therefore, if you don't know these things, then you can't talk. Because I'm the only one that's from Europe that's coming there, letting people know that the blacks of Europe has never been really been, until people try to research it and prove to people that they're wrong about what the white man is being propaganding as far as where blacks came from. Because you will find that you can find black history in Europe way before the white man even came into Europe. Not only that, from in America too, you can prove that black Negroes were here before Africans. A lot of Africans that came into this country in the early days, first century and before the first century, a lot of them came through based upon they were just traveling, going by. But when they came here, there was people here as well. So therefore, you should ask yourself, who are those people though? And at the end of the day, when you use the terminology Africa, Africa is one of the names of the white Europeans, Africanos. So therefore, you should first go look back at the name, what the landmass of the name country Africa was called before it was called Africa, before you start talking. Because a lot of you lot don't even know the names of those countries before it was named Africa. A lot of you running around calling yourself Africa. First, that's a stigmatization based upon the white man colonizing a country and giving it a so-called name that suits their agenda. So therefore, if you're going by what the white man has or categorize a name of a country as, then therefore you can't go by it because you don't have the original information about what the name of the country was, what's the name of the original people, the language they spoke, and so on. So if you don't know those things, you can't talk. When you start learning these things and understanding who people are originally based upon their language, who they really are, how they establish themselves there, then therefore, then you can talk. Okay, you want to talk about America, blacks or Africans. What about the Aborigines? I've been to Australia. I don't hear nobody calling the Aborigines of Australia African or Aborigines. So how do you come to America calling yourselves African Americans? First, a lot of you blacks need to go to Australia and see black folks like myself who know about Aborigines of Australia. And you will not go to Australia and hear any Aborigine of Australia call themselves, and I can tell you, yeah, you can go to Australia and find Africans there. So listen to what I'm saying. Yeah, you find Africans there, but they don't call themselves Australian. They tell you straight up, oh, I'm from Africa. So any African person you find in Australia, they will tell you straight up, I am African. They ain't gonna say I'm African Australian. It's only dumb America I call you coming around calling yourselves African Americans. So first you have to understand this. First, okay, if you're African Americans, where's the Americans? Answer that question. Where's the Americans and where's the Africans? Because they're two different people. So if the Aborigines of Australia actually
He's slaughtering them.
the Aborigines of Australia, why can't you call yourself the Aborigines of America? Ain't no difference. So obviously you don't know your original history of America. Because all you know is the 1600s slavery based upon what the white man agenda calls you, and that's all you know. So you want to argue this on camera to this guy about I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, I'm gonna give you a task to do to help this brother know that what I'm saying is untrue. You come on this camera and you show him books and pictures to disprove what I'm saying, and then you can talk shit. Just come to me. All right, what made you what made you?
So I'm gonna stop it right there. Man.
Could you screen share that picture I sent in the group chat?
Yeah, absolutely. This dude dropped so much. It was ridiculous.
You know who Uncle Drew is, don't you?
Uncle Drew?
Yeah.
I don't know who Uncle Drew is.
Uncle Drew, he tight your ankles up, goddamn. That's Kyrie Irving. He dressed up as an old man and call himself Uncle Drew, go out to different basketball courts and shit. Yeah. Be balling on people. But what I did was I got a picture of an Australian Aborigine and put it beside Uncle Drew. And it's wild.
I don't see it in here, brother.
Oh damn! Hold on, let me send in the other group chat. Then.
Hey, peace, Ad Power, peace, Light Paul.
Peace, brother. How you doing, Steve?
Listening in, man.
Yeah, man. We
was
just dropping a little video, kind of going over the video with brother London on there, dropping them jewels on them.
Yeah, Grand Rising. Hey, can we play the brother Shane video? Hey, fair use. Hey, shout out to Sonnet and House of Consciousness, man. Salute to you for all the work that you've done for us, throughout the years, man. That's what it is. And thank you for promoting the Aboriginal consciousness, man, and at least opening up the doors of some of our people's minds, man. So there's a lot of more hard-headed ones out there, man, but y'all all gonna learn today. But it's I definitely want to play a little bit more of the Brother London video too, that show the interaction between him, Brother Roy Bay, and Professor Larry. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I want people to think, it's just a one-sided thing, from our end, you know what I'm saying? We kind of want to show both ends of it. But the Brother Shane video, you know what I'm saying, like it's interesting too,
Well, absolutely. Well, I'm ready to go start sharing that right now. So here we go.
Okay. That's cool.
Everybody around tuned in. Yeah. Like the frequency he released it, bro. Wow. Oh, okay. Well, big homie. Sonnet TV Awards. Are you ready, family? Are y'all ready for the greatest, the latest, the most impactful accumulation of Black Power Consciousness, RBG Frequency, Sonnet TV Awards, coming to you, family. Wellness salute. hip hop medicine man, Supernova Song.
Peace and Black Power family. You already know what it is. Welcome to another Sonetta TV House of Consciousness production. I'm here with Brother Shane out here in Brooklyn. And I want to ask you, brother, because you are well grounded when it comes to doing this history and knowing this history, brother. So you got a group of people out there now, Aborigine. They saying they don't have no African blood. They ain't got nothing to do with Africa. We are indigenous to this land. This is their claim. This is their statement. They are also saying that the slave trade didn't exist, that's not real. So, you know, we're going up against a lot of pseudo scholars out here that get their information from Google. What is your perspective on that? Give us some history on that.
Okay, so who is these pseudo scholars you're talking about? Okay, all right. First to begin, we know the indigenous people on the planet spread out from Sheikh Anta Diop, did a lecture, and he has the book showing you that the Africans left Africa and went all over the diaspora, all over the planet. The Native Americans came directly from Africa when they sailed and came down and landed in Mexico, in Mexam, and they built that civilization there with the Olmec civilization. The Olmec civilization come from the Incas, the Mayans, right? Then it come down to the Native Americans here, so which was all African, the Chippewa, the Choctaw, the Cherokee, the Shoshone, the Blackfoot, the Crow. These are all African tribes.
Dark-skinned people. So what's the argument?
Africa. These tribes that they have calling themselves that they're not from Africa, they don't have no blood. Do a DNA test on yourself. You coming up with African blood in you. I don't care what you do. You could say whatever you want. You could say whatever you want. You ain't going nowhere without that melanin.
But the thing is, they say that they don't believe in DNA tests because it's not real. So how would they find out who they are?
All they have to do is trace their ancestry. Trace your ancestry. If you don't want to do no DNA test, trace your ancestry. Trace your bloodline. Trace the original people, the indigenous people that you're calling. Because Dr. Blair told us that the word Aboriginal means to abhor, to remove from. So if you're removing yourself from the original indigenous people, which you all are running away from being Africans or melanated people, if you have that melanated blood in you, you have African blood in you. All right, you have the original people blood in you. So the original people on this land, when they came and met up with the Asiatics who crossed the Barren Strait, they mixed with the African indigenous people here. And on the that I showed you, those are the one that we see from the Homeland Security, the one that we see that call Geronimo, Sitting Bull, all of them. But if you check and look at them clearly, they have melanin. Their hair might be straight, but they all got melanin. They have dark skin. They are black. It doesn't matter. You move from the equator, so your whole perspective change and your DNA and your hair structure change when you move away from where the center of the planet where that sun is. In India, there's 150 million black people.
Could you pause the video for a second, brother? Yeah, I just wanted to say, like, so their thing isn't so they're not saying we weren't here. All they're saying
no, they're confused. They're confused, brother.
Yeah, they're really confused. He confused. A whole bunch of bullshit together. Like he look at this picture over. He know he's slow.
Hey, no, man. Shout out to Brother Shane, man. He gets into that too because they kind of talk about his ethnicity and who he is. But the thing that he's saying that nobody's really paying attention to, that the tribes here were black or Africans. Exactly. And he's saying Africans, right? Shout out to Dr. David Imhotep too. When we kind of went through that, well, you know, this is just a level of consciousness that this brother Shane is going through. He's saying, oh, African and blah, 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 blah. We've moved past the African term. Don't do it. We moved past the African term and more into, you know, we're just further into the consciousness, further into the information when we're talking about the term African. But the fact is, he's saying that this Cherokee, the Sioux, the Crow, all these different people were black first. That's just a fact. That's a fact. Let's just get that. Let's just get that straight. And no, Sonetta, we're not saying that we don't have any African blood, any of that stuff, none of that. You know, we're not saying that. You know what I'm saying? These are just mischaracterizations and things of that nature, or whatever, right? But also, I gotta get this through everybody's head. The Bering Strait is a myth. They should call it the Bering Strait myth. Not a theory, it's not a hypothesis, it's just a myth. It's a story that these people are trying to create to put themselves in a time period that they didn't exist. Now, 10,000 BC and beyond, we know that it was only chocolate people on this goddamn planet. So if there was anybody coming across a Bering Strait 15 to 20,000 years prior to that, they were black, they were chocolate. We wasn't that goddamn dumb to do that because we were sailing boats and doing certain things. We knew the seasons. We knew how to maneuver and migrate according to the goddamn seasons, man. What is wrong? Are y'all serious right now? Is this real? Are we that?
That argument is so stupid because, like,
yo, cartoons is y'all fucking evidence, man. Y'all have no fucking evidence. Shout out to Dr. David Imhotep again. He said we argue with fucking evidence, not facts, evidence. And everything that we argue with, we argue from evidence. We're not even, we can only just go from the 13,000 period. We have bones. Where are your fucking bones in the Bering Strait? Come on, man. This is not real. We have the full skeletons of the people that were here in the Americas in the time period that you're saying. So it's not possible for you to keep running your goddamn mouth about some mongoloids because there's no fucking 13,000-year-old mongoloid bones on this motherfucking planet. Period.
What's stupid to me is that they acknowledge the fact that we been here, but they don't want to claim it as our shit. Like, I don't understand that. We been here before anybody, no matter which way you look at it.
Period.
But you're not trying to claim our shit.
They said modern Africans came here and met some other people. They were still black people.
Who they met?
They met us. They met
exactly.
I don't want to hear no Asiatic stuff because that's if you go to the origin of that, Asian just means land. The people of this fucking planet was us. Period. I don't hear no. There was different types of people. They say, oh, the first people were pygmy, little bitty people. Shut the fuck up, man. I'm tired of y'all. Y'all suck, man. And then they'll fall into the whole thing too. And this is another thing that's confusing. They start bringing in Bigfoot. They start bringing in motherfucking half human people, half ape people. Where are the goddamn bones, man? Show them to me. Stop fucking lying, man. All we going with is the shit that we can prove, not the shit that we think. I don't even teach about 300 million year old footprints because I don't know. Because once you start talking about these dates and stuff like that, that stuff can be disputed. So I don't teach motherfucking theories. I teach facts. And the facts are that we've been here and everybody knows that now. So that's once again, if we're playing chess, we're on your side of the board. You're in check. The fuck is you talking about? Y'all can't come back from nothing that you're saying.
Yo,
we've been here for hundreds of thousands.
Their whole argument the first time after talking.
It's over. It's over. Right. If you guys saying that there's people been here for hundreds of thousands of years, right? That means that that's the oldest civilization, the older people on the planet. And so that goes along with what we're saying when we say that math, science, technology, things come from America. What the fuck is you talking about?
The thing is, if motherfuckers got any kind of critical thinking, they would be on our side because think about it. We was on Sonetta channel. He admitted that we was over here. But the thing is, he keeps saying, oh yeah, but we're still African. What the fuck do that got to do with us? This being our shit. We been over here. They took the land from us. They didn't take the land from Africans.
Listen,
no. The funniest part about it is that they'll think that brother right there is more native than you and me and you. And he's clearly mixed. Listen, y'all. If y'all see a motherfucker that come to y'all and they're talking, and they mix, and he's talking to you like you the child. It's like your child coming and smacking you and telling you what the fuck to do on your motherfucking land, man. The fuck is wrong with y'all? Stand the fuck up, man. At this time, we should stop fuck talking. We've talked enough. We done enough. There's no debate.
For now, we need to start our shows like Peace and Aboriginal Power. Fuck that shit.
Man, come on. That's facts, man. Like at this point right now, there's no more debate, y'all. Because every time they try to debate us, even if they pull up any talking points, anything they do, I'll just be sitting back like, wait a minute. Are they talking for us? Because Brother Shane was talking for us.
He was.
I don't know what else to say.
Aboriginal power. Shout out to the Dr. Motel.
Hey, and Roy Bay should even know that too. He should even know that even if he comes under the Prophet Noble Drew Ali, then he should understand what tribes and stuff that he came from on this land, man. I don't have a problem.
The only thing the brothers seem to have right was the how to find your lineage.
Say what?
Only thing he had right was how to find your lineage, but that DNA shit, hell no.
Facts. I mean, but everybody that does, even anybody that does that in their own family, the first thing when you ask your mother and your grandmother, right? That's your first research, right? And the oldest people that's in your family, that's your first research in your own family. Not what Kittle say, not what we say, what your family members say, right? That's the first thing. Well, here's the problem, y'all. We got clowns they'll go ask their grandmama, right? And they actually say that when their grandmama tell them who they are, they'll be like, my grandmama don't know what she's talking about.
Like, what the fuck?
She educated like me. She ain't read all these books like me. You know what I mean? They actually say that. They actually, come on, y'all. Y'all can't be serious, man. Listen, at this point right now, nobody wants to hear anything that you guys got to say.
My grandfather can't read.
You guys are trying to debunk this. Nobody wants to hear this shit no more. Who cares about Kemet? Who cares?
My grandfather can't read, but even still, he knows who he is. He tells me to this day that he's Crow. So I mean, like he said that they used to, when I was chilling with my boy the other day, and it's wild because now my grandpa don't usually just open up to anybody. Like he won't talk to anybody about like shit like this. But he was like, yeah, back in the day we used to go fuck up the white man land, and then we'll spray paint Crow all over the land and shit. He was like, yeah, because he was like, I'm Crow Indian. He was like, that's what we used to do back in the day. We used to go fuck up some shit and spray paint or sign it somehow, like let them know who was here.
Yeah, I missed that. What'd you say?
I said, I was talking to my boy the other day, and my grandfather, he came by and he just dropped some knowledge. He was like, back in the day, they used to like go fuck up some Caucasians' land or some shit, fuck up like their house or some shit, and then spray paint Crow all over it and shit like that, cause he Crow Indian.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's a great story.
And the brother London also said, listen, he said, y'all cannot prove me wrong, because if so, show pictures and prove that y'all are not the real Americans. Y'all are not Africans, period.
Peace, Jaguar.
Peace, Jack. Peace, Jack.
Jaguar, peace, brother. Sharp.
Peace, brothers.
What's going down, yeah? Hey, well, I definitely want to finish that Shane video.
That everything he basically said was red flagged all day long, man. You can't determine us to. You're not doing the research that probably will convince you that you are African.
Facts.
Well, we
That's a fact.
You know, it's a fact. Just keep it going, man.
Well, here's the thing, right? Like, and that's a fact, right? If you just read, let's just say, Dr. Ivan Van Sertima's book, right? They came before Columbus, right? And most of these guys have read that. And fast forwarded to today with Dr. David Imhotep's book, The First Americans Were Africans. We all were under. I even thought that this whole planet was Africa. I used to say that this was West Africa until I learned better, and I understand, you know, the power of words and the spell and the political construct and the power that this takes from us on this land. That's all we're talking about, y'all. You know what I'm saying? We're not saying not to be proud of yourself and whatever, but why not, if you're African American, right? Why not? Home team would be America, like the home plus away. You know what I mean? The way plus home. Well, home would be where you would be at, America, right? And Africa was just a social political construct to take power from you on your own land. Dr. Martin Luther King was talking about that with the land grants and the things that they were giving to Europeans. Y'all see how that works? Right. So, man, we got to do better, man. If we understand the mistakes that our ancestors made in the past, we can't keep doing them, or that would be insanity. And as a community, we have been insane. There's no power that comes from being an African American. You have no dual citizenship. And the people that have that, I'm not saying it's not people that are not taking advantage of it. Shout out to Jackie Robinson Jr. When I was a Pan-Africanist, man, that was the trail I was on, man, trying to import coffee with that brother and do business on that land with the poorest country in Africa. You know, sending boxes, blah, blah, blah. Y'all follow me? So trust me, y'all can't tell me nothing about being African. Please don't do that. Doing business with the brothers here, you know, the drums, blah, blah, blah. Y'all, I'm saying, like, I've been doing this a long time.
They don't understand that we came from that. You know what I'm saying? We was hardcore African, man. You know what I'm saying?
I was on the way. I was about to move to Ghana.
You mean? Yeah.
So we know all the tricks and all the loopholes to be an African. But hey, y'all hearing it from real the horse's mouth, so-called what we used to be, man. You know, I ain't gonna lie, I never really tried to convince everybody, but I was spreading the information about Haru and Mayat and yeah, like Imhotep and all that, you know, what was on the walls. We know we was all into that, man, but I'm finding way more substantial concrete evidence right here on our land that's representing our people. And it's so much still to find that we still ain't even got to the point yet, because we still trying to let people know.
Well, guess what?
And you should know.
Didn't it wear y'all out trying to be an African? Tell the truth.
With the dashikis and shit, you gotta find some shit that damn make it look good and shit. God damn.
I was tired of shit, man.
That shit is a lonely road, too.
Nobody want to be African. I ain't trying to be funny, but nobody don't want to be African. I mean, like, damn, even when we're younger, you call somebody African, that's offensive. And you know, I'm dark skinned, so damn, motherfuckers call me African. I used to get offended as fuck.
Word. Damn, and then you the only one in your family African. So now you know, I can tell why I was outcast.
So he American, but I'm African and shit. Like,
how that works? You're trying to be an African, man. So just stick to your roots. Sounds natural. Everything you do is Aboriginal. Everything you do is a Tanchan. So yeah, man. Don't try to be a Pan-African. It takes a lot out of you. You know what I'm saying?
You want to know how I know we not African? I'm gonna share a story with y'all about how family do. Well, my brother got locked up a couple years ago, right? And my cousin had snitched on him. My cousin snitched on him, got him locked up and shit, right? But when my brother was in prison, my cousin was sending him money. I guess he felt bad or whatever. When around the time my brother got out, my cousin had got locked up for some other bullshit, right? My brother sends him money, even though he snitched on him, because that's what family does, right? When has the African came over here and did anything for us?
Kill him, like, bro.
Sheesh.
That's right, man.
Funny, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, but listen, though,
they just gave you a story,
bro. Listen. They don't have that story. It's not their fault. They don't have a story. They don't have that story. They have a story of us being here. These countries and these people been here for a long time, so they understand. They have a tradition, stories that have been told for thousands of years. So we already have to understand this. The white man has came in the last 500 years and it's changed shit. That's it. They have just changed history. Because even when the so-called Cristobal Colon came in, Spain didn't exist. So Where are this language and all these other things coming from? They have told us everything in reverse. Instead of them taking it from Africa and then giving it to Greece, they took it from America and then giving it to Greece. See how that work? I'm not, y'all, it's over, man. Like, and listen, the research is thorough, y'all. So we just sparring right now. We just playing, but it's real right now. It's going to get uglier. We're going to bring more and more information that is only backing up what you know in your genetic memory. We're only waking up the ancestors in you. We are the ancestors. I don't believe in no fucking spirits and all that dumb shit, because guess what? If they can't do nothing for us if they exist. You see how that work? They exist in you, in your blood. Period. We are here to do the work of the ancestors, not to pray to some spirits and dead people. We're talking about the living. I seen somebody say that we worship dead people and all that. No, I worship my wife, my mama. Y'all follow me? That's my master teacher. The hell y'all talking about? Niggas act like yo master. You ain't never met some of these people. Rub their feet when they never rubbed your mama motherfucking feet, your grandma motherfucking feet. What the fuck is you? Nigga, y'all don't want no smoke, man. What the fuck is y'all talking about, man? Y'all need to get down. It's get down or fucking lay down around here. That's what the fuck is gonna be. It's get down or fucking lay down. Period.com. There's nothing that y'all can do. We're talking about scholastically. There's nothing that you can do. We have the PhD. We have the doctors on our team. There's nothing. We have y'all master teachers on our team.
Facts.
Shout out to Professor James Smalls, man. Straight up hero right there, man. And even though he said he was not strong enough in the past to do it, but we got him here now. We got his experience here now. We got brothers that walked with the greats, fed the greats, trained with the greats. The hell y'all talking about? We can tap into that energy right now instead of putting them on the back burner. Shout out to Dr. David Motel, man. I'm not studying y'all, man. These niggas writing books with no credentials to back up what they saying. This dude is documented evidence, peer reviewed. How about that? So, and another thing too, like they act like, you know, I don't talk about any degrees or anything like that because I understand what that is. I learned more once I got out the university system. Is that a word?
Right.
That's played out, and the people that's in that or whatever, you see how it's not working for the community. All the people that are graduating every year, all the people that are getting law degrees and then passing the bar association. How's that working for us?
I ain't working too well.
And I can guarantee y'all, if we get Malik Dudu Shabazz on here or any other lawyer, any other Aisha, anybody, shout out to y'all. But if we get y'all over here, whatever, we're gonna ask the tough questions. Because I remember when Polite had the debate with Dudu Shabazz.
His name is Dudu Shabazz. What?
That's what I call him. Sorry, y'all. I'm sorry.
What's his name though? Oh, Malik. Oh, okay.
Dudu Shabazz.
I know.
That's what I call him. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, and he Polite won the debate from Go when he pointed out, and if anybody learned this from the debate, then that's something on you. But if you learned it from the debate, then you would understand that Steve Coakley talked about the archons and talked about the protectors of the crown. Well, that's what you do when you take the oath to be in the bar association. That's what you're protecting them. You're protecting the British crown. You're not protecting us.
Facts.
Period.
That's a fact.
So we need a new Aborigine law apparatus for us using the same system that we created, which would be the Constitution. We are the people that created the Constitution. Period. Fact. Whatever they tell y'all, that's on them. Whatever. But we got the information on that too. So don't play with us. So it's scalping season for real. Shout out to Aboriginal TV. It's scalping season for real.
All right. Something else I'm noticing in the community though, what we need to get out of, and I think you checked me on it before, Chief. Like bashing our brothers and sisters like that's still into religion or into whatever they're in. As long as they're talking about this Aboriginal shit, as long as they're talking about this Aboriginal, as long as they know who they are, I don't give a fuck what you doing. I don't give a fuck what you believe in. And that's the type of mindset we need to have, because that's the only way. We need a common ground, and the common ground is knowing who we are. We're not gonna agree on everything. So now I'm not gonna convince sister. I think it was Sister Ashley. I'm not gonna convince her to not be Christian. I can't, because she's Christian.
Facts.
So I mean, like, damn,
But you know what though, Paul, man, and the reason why I came to this, man, because trust me, man, if y'all go back to my old YouTube videos, even I've had debates with religious people and everything. I don't do that no more because I don't debate believers no more. You know what I'm saying? That's the first thing, because they believe no matter what you show them in evidence, it don't matter. They're still going to believe in Santa Claus. Period. Right? So. No, I'm just saying that's just real talk, man. So
that's how you really supposed to handle that though, Chief. Because like you just said, ain't no need of talking to believers. That's real as it get.
Right. And we all once believed before also, but what I came full circle to see is that this stuff, these religious practices came from here. It's originally our stuff. These are our stories. So there is value in the Bible. There is value in the Quran because I lived it. I got the value out of it before. It's just I was looking at it as outside of me as opposed to inside of us, as opposed to this being a literature book, a book of game, a book of stories, a book of things that you can learn off of. But they got us, looking at it as being slaves in it. Somebody has taken our story and rewrote it, and this is their source of power around the world. If y'all remember the book of Eli, you know what I'm saying? These people, even though they couldn't read, they still honored this goddamn book. It's a book. And then to find out it wasn't even a book, it was on his body. It was on him. You know what I'm saying? He was the source. You know what I'm saying? We are the source of everything. But you see how the people that was trying to get it, use it to manipulate the people around the world? That was one of the best movies ever made, because that's the source of their power right there. The people that TD fakes, that nigga don't believe in shit he teach. Y'all see what I'm saying? Y'all, and listen, Creflo Dollar, man, listen, they went to school so they understand where this shit comes from. They've had these debates coming up or whatever. They understand it. They in the closet like, oh no, Jesus. They know. That's why, I mean, that's one thing I do like about your boy Ray Hagan. Shout out to Ray Hagan. He brought people out the church into this consciousness, because once they got into Haru, then it's the next step is, wait a minute, Haru, I can get past this right here. I can get past Mary and Joseph and Jesus, right? Now, you know, when you came back home, you're like, wait a minute, we got Haru over here first. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's all about consciousness, man. It's all about, moving forward, man. And like I said, I feel like even when we naming ourselves, we naming our children, there should be names of power. Period. And that's just what it is. So if you're naming your child Shaka Zulu, whatever, and if that's giving them power here in America, that's on you. That's fine. But if I was having a new child, my child would be named America. I like that. Our shit. This is our language. This is our land. Yo, do we got a word for today? Every episode we're gonna have to come with a word. Anybody got a word that we can talk about today? It could be any Aborigine word. How about
let me go
Osaya?
Pick this real quick.
It's Osaya. Osaya, something like that. That's another greeting and salutation. I want to know the real meaning of it. Anybody can pull that up. Hey, shout out to who's that in the building? Wallace. Peace, Wallace. I loving that avatar, man. What's up with you, brother? Nice to meet you. Wallace. Powhatan.
Let's go over American one more time too, just to rub it in a little bit, get it in the cut like Neosporin. Okay. Goddamn.
You want me to read it real fast? Hold on 1 second. Hold on. So we're gonna get to the etymology of the word American, right? And I know it by heart, but I really want to go through it, like read it verbatim. I know it starts in the 1570s here in America. Hold on, damn.
Hey, while they looking out there, y'all, for all y'all farmers, make sure we get in tune with our almanacs and stuff like that. They're very helpful, man. That's our stuff, man. Of course, they got other faces and titles on it, but that's our stuff that we created, the almanac. So I'll look, be looking into that. Atlas is too. Atlas will tell y'all some history too.
I'm gonna give y'all some Cherokee names too. Hold on 1 second. All right, so we got American, noun, 1570s, originally, in quotation marks, one of the Aboriginal peoples discovered in the Western Hemisphere by Europeans, in quotation mark. From modern Latin, Americanus, from America, QV. The original sense is now Native Americans. Now, when we break down the whole term Native Americans, that's anybody born in America. So that's another way how they're sliding into the American term and taking it from us. You know what I'm saying? It says the sense of the residents of North America of European descent, originally British descent, is from 1765. So you can see from 1570 to 1765, that's 195 years they were calling us and considering us Americans on this land, the Aboriginals of this land. And that's why we are attaching ourselves socially to the word Aboriginal or copper colored peoples, is because that is who they described us as being when they came here, period. Period.com. But while we're doing this, it was just, it was Africans right here, you know what I mean? Old English, that's Latin, plural, native or inhabitant of Africa, period. From Latin, Afrikaans, adjective, to of Africa, African, from Africa, see Africa, used of white residents of Africa from 1815, used of black residents of US from 18th century. So that means 1700s, when they changed us from Americans to Africans in the 1700s. You see how that work? Y'all see the change right there? Okay. If not, go look this up for yourself, right? When it especially meant one brought from Africa, and sometimes was contrasted is an interesting word, to native-born Negro. And they got Negro in dark maroon as an adjective by 1560s. So they saying that they started as an adjective from the 1560s pertaining to Africa or Africans. Old English had Africanus from 1722 as of pertaining of Black Americans. So they started trying to call us Africans from 1722. That's how it worked. Okay. I said I was gonna read some Cherokee names. It's just interesting, yeah. When I seen this right here on Instagram, it was interesting. And it's just some of the A's, and these are just Cherokee names. So if you guys are in any of these names, so I got some A's here, some B's, and some C's here, right? So Cherokee names: Adair, Adams, Alberta, Alberti, Aldrich, Allen, Aldred, Aldwell, Anderson, Bees, Braves, Brakebill, Brewer, Brown, Bruce, Bruner, Bryant, Kobe Bryant, Becker, Buckner, Seas, Cootie, Cooper, Cordry, Cornish, Colton, Cox, Crapo, Cravens, Crawford. Just some of the names, Cherokee names that we dug up. I'm gonna put this in the back chat. Maybe we can show this to the people. The penny chart, which is interesting. I think this is the right one. Yeah, I just put that penny chart back there, man. So yeah, some of the names Mic check, mic check. I don't see my levels. Mic check, mic check. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Did y'all hear the names?
I can hear you well too.
Did y'all hear the names?
Yeah, we heard the names, man. Some people in my family and certain locations and all that. Damn right.
Yeah, hey man, listen, man. We grew up thinking that we had white people's names and we was ashamed of our names. And once we got into any type of information that came from Hebrew Israelites or the Nation of Islam, y'all follow me? We were quick to change our names, right? But the names we were changing to was just another white boy's name. Away, and it was taking you away from this land. Kareems and Akeems and all these things, right? Those on the, we got to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? And everything's in a name, you know what I'm saying? And it starts with that. You know what I'm saying? If you serious about it, man, you would change your whole shit. Right. Or keep it like Umar Johnson. You know what I'm saying? These are all indigenous names, y'all. They did not bring these names here. They didn't have certain names when they came here. So they didn't speak this language. People spoke German, they spoke Latin. You know, y'all follow me?
Fact.
So, and they developed these languages from us, not from them. They didn't bring it here. We don't have African languages here. Then when you start talking about their languages come from so-called European. It's just crazy, man. Everything just gets murky at some point. And that's why I said I just would rather just focus on us here in America, in the dates and times of the things when they took power from us and took land, billions of acres from us. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we need to be talking about. And how can we socially get our power back? You know what I'm saying? That's the main thing. I think more than information, it's the inspiration also that we have to talk about. Like, it's a social thing. Once we're socially wearing our feathers and it's socially accepted that we are the Aborigines of this land, right? No matter what the senator in Alabama say or whatever. Now, that's interesting that they sit around having conversations. It wasn't a subconscious flip. They have these conversations. Like, look at them. They think they're Africans. They're laughing at us. Like, it's some real shit, y'all. Oh, the first African-American. No, fuck off, man. We were the governors, the landlords of this land prior to them. We were on the money. They changed.
But the thing is, that's not a lie when they say first African American. That's not a lie, because that's when people start calling themselves fucking African Americans and shit. So yeah, it was the first fucking African American. But we been over here doing this shit.
You the first monkey American. Fuck off, man. We're not about to take that shit no more, man. Straight up. Right? And y'all should be really mad that one, they have a nerve to be wanting us to pay them for student loans and shit. You have the nerve with the miseducation and things you guys taught us. It should be class action lawsuits.
We pay them to miseducate us. Goddamn.
Thank you. Listen, it should be class action lawsuits across the board, because we have one Harvard nigga that has produced anything for us. One Princeton nigga, one Michigan nigga, one ain't none nigga came out of any of these institutions and produced shit. Fuck off, man. We need a whole new way of thinking, man. We should stop playing pop runner on beyond. That's a start. Let's have a moratorium on people running and stepping and fetching for these motherfuckers. I don't care who you are, from LeBron James to Stephen Curry. Fuck them, man. Fuck them. How about that? And I know y'all feeling this. I know y'all feeling the vibrations. Fuck them when it comes to our music. We don't need them. Let's take our music. Like, okay, this is what we're doing right here. No, you guys cannot play. This is our game. You shouldn't own basketball. Have a Jewish person ever been in the NBA? I don't know. I don't think so. How the fuck do y'all own all the teams? How does that work?
Yo, AP, you put AP, and it's wild because damn, you made me think of this. You told me that Nick Cannon was woke, right? Lil Dicky was on his show. Now they was doing the Wild Style. He was like, damn. He was like, I'm tired of you and Iggy Azalea fucking up our culture. That shit was funny as hell to me. That's when we had on the turban shit. That boy Nick, wild. But go ahead, Chief.
Yeah, man, the Academy dropping some jewels too. He just need to come into the information a little more.
Hell yeah, he talking about shout out. They was doing another thing. I forgot what it was. It's like they give you a word and you got to down rap, but then they infuse the word in the rap, and it was motherland. I'm thinking he about to say shout out to the motherland, you know, America, you know, goddamn. This motherfucker talking about shout out to Africa, the motherland. Like, hold on, you missed me.
Yeah, that's what I said. He woke-ish.
Well, that's what I'm saying though. Dr. Imhotep referred to Africa as well as being the motherland. But he also referred to America as being the grandmother land, right? So you know, we got to take certain things into consideration, right? That's what they mean when they say the grandma killers, because we are direct descendants of the grandma civilization, right? That means we give birth to any other civilization. Okay, so you know they can have that. You know, they can have the motherland. We are the grandmotherland. We're gonna have to start interpreting.
I like that.
Yeah, I like that too.
The grandmother. Oh shit, that's dope, bro.
We're gonna have to start saying it. And I first heard it. Like I said, this has not come from me. Shout out to Dr. Imhotep. I heard it from his mouth. You know, that's what he
was. Man. I see it. That's dope, bro.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, man. So y'all in the grandmother land. Y'all are the grandmother, direct descendants of the grandma civilization. Y'all are the first to do a lot. So, you know, like I said, let's take pride in the things that we do as Aboriginals, as Tontonet people.
Grandmother land. That's amazing, bro.
Yeah, man. That's it, man. It resonates with me too, man. The grandmother land. This is it. This is the great grandmother soil. We are in Tanchan, risen from the soil of the grandmother.
Damn, that's powerful,
man.
So yeah, man, we just gotta keep it flowing. Jag, what's going on, brother?
Yeah, man, you already know, man. You know, you said it, man. We just gotta keep it uprising, man. The people, like I say, need to be connecting. And like Chief was speaking, you know, you're right. We should get everybody together who owe right now or who still, you know, they still trying to force to pay back these school loans, and the whole time it's miseducating and not also allowing the person to get the proper experience in whatever they're studying. You know, a lot of times people have to join these Greek fraternities in order just to get a guaranteed job. It's just a big web. You know what I'm saying? They got our people in a massive web to direct you right back into their scholarship of false information. You know what I'm saying? So that's why a lot of our leaders don't even have a clue to look at America, because their leaders directed them.
Yeah, absolutely.
To motherland, you know, and like I say, the Greek fraternity. Why isn't there any Aboriginal or Indian fraternities? Why it ain't African fraternities? Why it ain't, you know what I'm saying? Greek fraternity, really? Is this what our people choose to represent and say, hey, you know, this is gonna help me further along the way, which it does, because I know it have helped plenty of people, but you know, what is it really helping our people as a whole? You know, individually, yeah, they'll help you all day long, but helping your people on a mass level, they do not want you to do that. And that's what this information does. Because once that person, whoever it is, hear what they need to hear, you know, relevating, you know, vibrating with the truth, it's a wrap, man. It ain't no turning back, man. So You know, it's how
said, you can't unhear it. You can't unhear it from your mama. You know what I'm saying? Niggas be having nightmares. No, mama, you didn't say that. Yeah, Cherokee, you're not shot. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Chief Warhorse, man. Shout out to that queen, man. We'll have to definitely do a build with her and get that wisdom and that energy. Shout out to all the queens and empresses out there, man. We definitely salute y'all. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you, for our mothers and grandmothers and great grandmothers, things like that, man. So peace and love to everybody, man. That's what we're doing over here, man.
Absolutely, man.
Oh, shout out to Anissa Hobart. She came through last night, the Empress Anissa Hobart, and dropped some jewels and wisdom in her.
Yeah. She brought some power and energy last night.
Yeah,
power.
man. Much bliss.
Bliss. Shout out to Nashville, man. That's what we're talking about right there, man. So it's all about connection.
Yeah, shout out to Tennessee, man. Straight up. Stand up.
Mm-hmm. But did we finish the Brother Shane's video?
Nah, let's get to it.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know, Jag, if you caught these videos. The Brother London video was dope. But this Brother Shane's video was interesting because, you know, while they're trying to
where it's close to the Caucasus Mountain with his light, where they show you in the movies and stuff, they racist as hell, that caste system, because they think they're white. And guess what? They hide from the sun and they get all the white man disease. We know the sun heals you. And if you have melanin, you could stand up under that sun. So let them talk all that crap. Let them do a DNA test on themselves. Okay, you don't want to do the DNA? Do the ancestry test and trace back your lineage and see where you're coming from. You're going straight back to Africa. All the tribes here are mixed. They are mixed.
If you write any on your computer,
I went all the way back to the 1700s with mine, and I haven't found the damn African yet. 1789 to keep it hot.
That's tough, brother.
Are mixed. They are mixed. A lot of them came from mixing. A lot of them came from rape. A lot of them, the white man came and raped a lot of the women tribes here. And you're going to see a lot of them mixed. And the light-skinned one who you see now, those are the $5 Indians, and the ones who have been mixed. The ones who have been mixed and got light, these are the ones you're seeing. So these are the ones who are probably saying that they are not, they don't have African blood in them. But we know who the original natives look like. Go on any when they have the powwow, go there and you will see original indigenous African tribes that are still here that are Native Americans. All the $5 tribes you're seeing, they don't want to give props to the original black tribes because they want to get that money from the government.
See, one of their arguments is, we've been here already. We was here before Columbus. So I said, well, you've been here already, but where did you come from to be here? Because we know all life began in Africa. So yes, we migrated all over the world. Yes, we've been here. That's not the argument. We know we've been here, but we came here from Africa.
Exactly. Your lineage is from Africa. I don't care where you come from or wherever you say you come from. Your lineage is from Africa. Even the European have a DVD out.
He don't know what he's talking about,
The
y'all.
European, they did a DVD called The Journey of Man.
I think that boy Shane work up the street at the damn corner store, if I'm going to keep it hot with you.
Oh, we all Africans. But Brother Kama and all of them been saying is we are all Africans. Brother Kama,
I dropped my phone.
And not only that, there's a brother named Michael Imhotep, and his other book. You could Google.
You're not talking about the same Imhotep that was just on the panel the other day, is he?
Well, he Michael, but it's Dr. David Imhotep. But shout out to Dr. Michael Imhotep too. But he's talking about Dr. David Imhotep.
It's there in the European Museum of Arts. They have the images hiding of the original indigenous people, what they look like. Even Crazy Horse was mixed. He had locks. They never showed a picture of him because they don't have a real picture of him. Crazy Horse was a warrior. He was the one who killed that nasty cracker, General Custer. Crazy Horse and Sitting Bull took him up to Wounded Knee and took him out. And I had the DVD where they show you the documentary is like a documentary, like a lecture, where they show you he went into his spirit world with his ancestors, called on his ancestors to help him. Confusion on the battlefield. They split up the 9th, the 7th, the 8th Cavalry, and they wipe out General Custer and all of them. Laid them out. And a Native American brother is telling you what they was used to be saying about the natives, but they wouldn't tell you that Crazy Horse was actually, he had locks. He had wavy locks. His hair was like how a seer was. Ducatiers, Crazy Horse was like him. Dark skin. But they never have a picture of him because he never let the white man took no picture of him. Sitting Bull went up in Washington, but Crazy Horse stood back and fight. And them was the one who killed Custer.
That's a fact, though.
Custer used to go into the camps and rape the women and children and kill the elders, and he would call it a victory. Right? They would ambush them when they're sleeping, but when the natives turn around and kill them, they will call it what? A massacre. Now who is the savage? But you see, that's what happened. When you don't study history, you don't know nothing. And anybody could run any game in you. John Henry Clark say history is like a road map. It shows you who you are, where you come from, where you need to go.
Fair use.
And it shows
fair use.
Where you are going to end up. Everything has a beginning from that point to what he said and to an end. And we're gonna see if we see this to the end. I'm melanated. I may not be an African like they think, but I'm melanated. I know who my ancestors. I have black ancestry. I have black people in my family I didn't even know about. I have aunts that look like Australian Aborigines.
So what is your nationality? In case people ask, well, who is this guy? What is his nationality?
They like to put nationality on category.
Let's suppose that you're writing.
Yeah, some of the shit that he was saying was true, but he intertwined a lot of misinformation with a little truth. You see what I'm saying? So y'all gotta dodge the hijack.
Facts. But here's the thing, though, right? I know that Sonetta is listening to that like, yo, I've never heard that before. You see what I'm saying? The things that brother was saying. Okay, let's just go off of that, right? Okay, it was black tribe, right? We already know that. We already understand that the tribes were black with locks first and afros all over the planet. Okay, we got you. But where the disconnect coming in that you guys are saying that the people that have been here for hundreds of thousands of years were Africans. That's not true. Even from you guys' accounts and even from the stories that even when these people had established themselves as kingdoms and stuff like that, we were already established over here and trading and doing certain things around the world. So they have depictions of corn. Shout out to Curry Mayo, of corn all over the world in ancient times. You know what I'm saying? Prior to when you guys are talking about people walking across the Bering Strait when we were selling. Why would they be walking when people were selling and stuff like that? So I just don't understand the logic behind all these myths that you guys believe in. The Outer Africa theory has been debunked. We're going to say this again. The Outer Africa theory has been debunked. The Outer Africa theory is a part of social Darwinism, part of eugenics, a part of the enemy. And anybody that teaches that is agents of the enemy. That's period. And at this point right now, come on, y'all, we're going to have to turn up because you guys aren't learning. You're not getting it. Even the people that have some type of knowledge on this are telling y'all, and you guys are still saying, oh, no, those people are African. That's just not true. And you guys know that. So let's just get past the wording and get out the word spells that you guys are under. Shout out to the brothers, man. Ooh,
yeah, man, absolutely. I'm keep it rocking.
Category. My ancestors came from the Indus Valley Kush. It was not called India. It was called Indus Valley Kush, from the Ethiopian people that we see today, what we call Ethiopia. Right? That whole civilization from North Africa spread all the way from what we call Kush at the time, Ethiopia, Kush, that whole wonderful Ethiopian and the Kushite empire from Drusilla Dunji, showed it going all the way from North Africa, all the way into India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, all of them. All that thing. So my ancestors should come from the Indus Valley Kush. So I have that blood in me. So that's in my DNA. And I ain't running from it because the God who woke me up, he used to call me a nigger. Right? And being ignorant at the time, I didn't know that the word nigger means God. In Asia, the word nigger means God. Because you watching all those ancient temple from Angkor Wat coming all the way into Asia, you would see the black man who went and taught them the knowledge. Martial arts came from northern India and teach the Asians that we see today, the Eurasian, civilized them and taught them about spirituality and Buddhism. The black man is a slim, the Buddha is a slim black man. And taught them martial arts. And taught them and opened the first Shaolin temple in Asia. So the DVD that you saw with the Olmec head, that covers the whole thing from the Olmecs, the Incas, the Mayans, the Native Americans, to the Latin America, South America, all the way back into Asia, the black Asiatic, everything. So let them talk what they want to talk. That is proof. That is history. They showing you they unearthed all the Olmec head. The Olmec head, 5 tons head, they unearthed all that. And they showing it to you. You can't hide nothing. But when you do not study history and you do not know who you are, you would let anybody could tell you anything and you could fall for that. So with that, I would say thanks to Saneda TV. We just broke that down for him and we explained that for him. So Hotep.
Hotep, thank you, Brother Shane. Powerful right there.
Yes. Hey, shout out once again to Saneda and House of Consciousness. Tune in if you can't make it to New York for the Saneda TV Awards. Definitely tune into that. I think that should be definitely something we should buy the live stream. And if we can't make it and kind of, have like a watch party or something, that'd be dope. Shout out to the family, man. Uga to Saneda, man. Hey, once again, Sai, thank you for uploading and doing that video, doing the interview, and allowing this information to get out there. Here's the thing, right? The facts just speak for themselves. We are the best fighters on the fucking planet, period. Shout out to John Jones and Rampage Jackson and any other brothers that go to these places. I mean, come on, bro. You know what I'm saying? It just goes, the list goes on and on. There's more coming up the ranks right now. You know what I'm saying? We just fight best fighters on the planet.
You want to know some funny shit to me? I don't mean to cut you off, brother. But the people at the top of the UFC are not the brothers. All the brothers that was really knocking motherfuckers out, like, what's his name? He was what is his name?
Anderson Silva.
Anderson Silva was too, but he was short and stocky.
Rashad Evans?
Nah, not Rashad Evans, but he was built like Rashad Evans. I think he was heavyweight.
Tyron
Woodley. Dana, whatever his name is, he tried to shit on him. He was like, nobody don't want to see him fight no more. Yo, he was knocking motherfuckers out. What you talking about? You got Conor McGregor bitch ass up there.
I mean, man, it becomes politics and stuff too, man. Once again, fight for yourself. Do things for yourself. Man. It'll be UFC versus the Aborigine Fighting League. You know what I'm talking about?
Exactly.
And that's what it'll be. Fuck off, man. I'm tired of y'all, man. Like that would be the best that we would do with y'all. We would partner like that to be NBA versus the you know what I'm saying? Like we would not be fucking with y'all, man. Go find some.
I feel like my dad would drop. I probably can't do it right now, but I feel like my dad would drop Conor McGregor easy, no problem. First, like damn, first round, first minute type shit.
Y'all didn't want to see y'all in television.
Minute type shit.
Motherfuckers have to go get what's his name to go play for y'all over there so people come see that shit, man. Nobody wants to see y'all play basketball, man. Everybody wants to see Americans play basketball. Period. Everybody wants to come to America and play basketball in America. So this is a global
Exactly. You
sport.
see how we do them in the Olympics? Goddamn. We only lost like one game ever out of like 40 or 50 games.
And we need our bread, man. Let's do something else, man. We need our own AAU leagues, like indigenous leagues of America. Period, y'all. I'm tired of them.
Exactly.
Like we just and everybody in different cities, you can set a chapter up in your city and we just keep it moving, man. We don't need to we could start our own shit.
Yeah,
y'all spend a lot.
What we need to do is we need to make a hair solution and send that shit to LeBron as a gift package and tell him to like make down another league and shit, because you know down and you get his hair right, he going down fuck with you.
This dude right here,
man. Send that man some Bosley, get him right.
Hey, but no, these brothers are conscious, man, and you know, shout out to Isaiah Thomas, the first one. He like I said, you know what he did during All-Star weekend is they just like trying to sweep that under the rug. But no, these players are listening to Zeke. They call him Zeke, you know, as an advisor. You know what I'm saying?
I gotta dip out of here, brothers.
Advice.
Brother, peace.
All right, peace, Mike.
Peace. Yeah,
hey, Kurt Mayo, man.
Be safe out here,
man. What's happening, brother?
Peace, Court Mayo. How you doing, big bro?
Peace, everyone. I'm doing good. It's glad to be here, man. Just listen to y'all build, man. It's good stuff.
Oh yeah, man, for sure. But yeah, another thing that I was wanting to say before we got off that topic is once we come together and we start building structural foundations as a people, we should be able to, you know, implement certain acts and laws on top of the laws that we already in place, right? I think it should be an indigenous or Indians tax, right? They shouldn't be paying no money to Queen Elizabeth because she ain't got shit to do with my land, our land. The tax should be going up our nation, our empire, period. So once we establish ourselves, I think that'll be something in the makings too.
Yo, so do you think it's a handout? This is a question for everybody too. Do you guys think it's a handout for billions of dollars to be funneled back into the so-called Black communities across America? Do y'all think that's as a part of okay, first off, do you guys think that's a handout? Do you guys consider that would be a handout if that was to happen, if they was to actually say, you know what, this is the problem in America, we want to fix it, right? And we understand that jobs come off of a budget, so you can put money into communities that will create jobs, right? That will stop the crime in different communities across the country, say from Chicago to Baltimore to DC to Brooklyn to Compton. Y'all follow me? Jobs will create peace and prosperity across this country. Murder rate will go down in 30 days, period. Okay? Now, do you guys think that would be a handout?
Yeah. I wish we could too. I'm trying to get my coffee.
Well, if you ask me, man, I mean, as far as it being a handout, you know, I'm a big advocate of us creating our own currency because we are the most consumers anyway. So if they do hand us billions of dollars, only our people, you know, the Aboriginal community that we're building will actually know what to do with the money, while everybody else would pretty much put it right back into their system. So I would like to use that money to transform it into our own currency to distribute back out to the land so we can have some type of security to what we want to do. And that can also create security, you know, as we get people along to protect our people all over the world, all over the lands, you know. So it's different variations that, you know, I would like to discuss, but I like to discuss it more on a private base because I'm not trying to let the whole world know.
No, exactly. You know, you can go as far as you guys want to go on the answer on it. It could be just a yes or no too. Because I see people in there shout out. He said, "Hell no, send the money." What was that? Ghost, shout out to Ghost. Shout out to the Ancient One. Shout out to Nisa. Peace, Hobart. She's in the building. Laney 5813. Peace, Queen. Righteous Warrior. Salute. Joe 47. Halito. Seeker of Truth. Peace. Peace, Queen. How are you? Thank you for coming out. Root Word. What it do, brother? Hey, Root. One panel, man. So put your email in there if you want to get on here. Rainstorm. Peace, my brother. Thank you for coming out. Kawa. Salute. We got to get some more tomahawks out here for the family. Miss Lita 5484 Davis. Peace, Queen. She say they all know. That's right. They all know. They just trying to hide it. They junior Boule members. You know what I'm saying? So these cats are trying to be in the Boule, y'all. So keep that in the back of your mind. We're not oath takers, and we don't. The only people that we honor are our people. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we even honor them and their ancestors. You know what I'm saying? So we fighting for them. We fighting for power. James Gilmore, peace, brother. Thank you for coming out, man. Let me see what else we got in here. Alexander Wright, peace, my brother. Thank you for coming out. We got Daniel Rutledge. He said our history that we were taught is a lie. That is an absolutely fact. You can almost look at it as them teaching it to us in reverse. Why are they teaching it to us in reverse? You know what I'm saying? What is the benefit of us being called African Americans and them being called Americans? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when you think of America, you think of them. You know what I'm saying? That's not true. And we have the documentation to prove that. And that's what we push over here is who we are and just be proud Americans. You know what I'm saying? And who could be mad at that? Nobody can be mad at that. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody. Shout out to all the agencies. But think about it. We just proud Americans. We just want to make America great again. Y'all follow that?
Mm-hmm.
So we take it. Don't fall back. Oh, I'm scared of the hat. I'm scared to make America great again because that's when we were slaves. No, nigga. It was America before that. Shout out to Isaiah Thomas once again. Grow up. When they say make America great again, let's take that. Okay, we got that. You know what I mean? We ain't scared of that. That's psychological warfare that you guys are losing. You guys are afraid. Anybody that goes and meet with somebody, oh, he's an agent. Because you're scared. Who's gonna talk? Who's gonna go ask for the billions of dollars that we need to clean up our streets? That's our money. It's our money. We want it now.
Facts. JG,
you know this. You know, listen, think about this. Who's stopping this? Who's debunking this information? So now once we start pulling out these laws and start showing, this is what it is, and these are the things that we can move on, right? When we're trying to gain our identity back, again, our power, right? We need money. And we have paid enough into the tax code that went out to other people. That's just what it is, man. So if you don't understand business, man, then okay, that's fine. Then you'll just be, over there. You be, you know what I'm saying? But when the benefits start coming in, they're gonna come in for everybody. And that's what if we're trying to gain power, what better way to gain power is to legally and socially, politically attach yourself to power. What are we talking about? Oh, we're trying to take somebody else's power. That's no, somebody else's story. Our story predates their story on this land. We are the mound builders on this land. Our ancestors are in those mounds.
Facts.
How about the hell y'all talking about, man? So we are the first on this land. We are the first Americans. That's what it's about. Who's the first on this land? Those are the people that should be getting the benefits first. Period.
Facts. Hey, Corey Mayo, can I got a question for you. What you know about some of the depictions and carvings and some of the language that was found on some of the rocks in Utah, brother?
Okay, well, you mean like the Luna Stone?
The Luna Stone, maybe some of the I seen kind of variations where different depictions was kind of similar to some of the Nazca lines and shit, right?
Yeah, man. I mean, they found that whole area of the Four Corners, you know, and well, in the mounds in Mississippi, everywhere actually, man. They found a lot of ancient languages that, or languages that resemble ancient languages. You know, those Luna stones in New Mexico, that's Paleo Hebrew. That's like Phoenician type. You know, they found like a Roman writing. You know, they've found you know, even like the Norwegian and all that up in New England. I mean, there's ancient languages all over this part of the world because this was the old world. That's how I see it. You know.
Yeah, absolutely. And I got one more question for you. You said something about the Paleo Hebrew, and I've heard another brother reference that Paleo Hebrew come from the Yamadite language. You got anything about that?
Yeah, you know, they call it Paleo and they call it Hebrew, but Paleo just means like old or first or like ancient, you know, and Hebrew, you know, that's just another tag. Yeah, so I mean, all this originates from an Aboriginal truth, you know, foundation. These languages, really. They say that in the most popular book, Atlantis: The Antediluvian World by Ignatius Donnelly, he says that you can see resemblances of the Phoenician and Atlantis language in the Maya. And if we know about history and languages, they teach us that the Phoenicians, or you know, that's why I say phonetics or phonics, right? The languages or the written word comes from the Phoenicians. So I mean, they're relating that to the Mayan script. So you know, who was first?
Which was also translated to be sea people, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, man. I just wanted to get into some of that. Maybe.
I mean, I wanted to address some of the things you guys were showing that video.
Absolutely.
So I mean,
matter of fact, hold on. While I'm on the video, I can go ahead and do something right quick. Cause I see you left a paragraph in the comment section.
Oh yeah, I had to like really put a little bit of my personal thought about it because, you know, even though they're not saying names or anything, they're just kind of like really, they either playing dumb or they're just on purpose being disrespectful. So you know, we're not reading from Google, so that's misinformation they're giving the people. So I just had to, you know, invite everybody to the channel basically to let them decide whether it's Google or it's where it's coming from. You know, why are we saying this?
Yeah, go ahead, brother. Go in about it. Go and address it.
All right, no, I just wanted to like some of the comments he made because he said that the Olmecs and all that and the Chickasaw and all that were like Africans. I mean, I don't know where he got his information. You know, without, you know, he's just saying it without sources. But I actually came across a book. Let me just share my screen one moment. And this was just yesterday. I was just reading something else. I was actually reading The Devastation of the Indies by Bartolomé de las Casas, how he wrote how the Indians were treated, actually. And I came across this book. So let me just show you guys. All right, so let me go to page 1. Y'all can see the screen?
Yeah, I'm about to share. You got it pulled up?
Yeah.
I can see it.
Everyone can see it?
Yeah, I can see it too.
All right. So this book is called Ancient History or Annals of Kentucky, with a survey of the ancient monuments of North America and a tabular view of the principal languages, primitive nations of the whole earth. Right. So this is by C.S. Rafinsky, AM, PhD. This is from the University of Pittsburgh. And this guy has a bunch of scientific awards, and he's part of a lot of societies in Europe and America that deals with this stuff. So I'm just gonna go. This book is very interesting because he starts talking about phonetics and all that. How these sounds, you know, he compares these words heaven, land, water, and man with what he calls Atalang or Kutang. Basically, he's talking about Americans. He's basically saying in this book that the first inhabitants came from the east, not from Asia, but he means like Atlantis, so he's calling them Atalan. He's saying that the West African islands are remnants of Atlantis, that part that is under the water now, right? So that the remnants, that basically the earth split up, and from there Europe and West African people could not navigate to this side for a while because of what happened. So these people, the Atalan, or the Atlanteans, were in the mountains and all that. And then he starts talking about, so I wanted to show you about the Olmecs. He's clearly telling us that there was already Aboriginal people here that were called Atalan or Atlanteans. And then he's saying that there's the Itztak Miscolt or Ista, which came from Asia. But he's saying this is way before the Mongolian Siberians. So he's basically showing that there was a first wave of Asians, right? And this wave became part of the Olmecs. And let me just read this part. So the 6 Istakhan nations being still perceived upon their neighbors, the Ugusian and the Mongols, gradually retreated or sent colonies to Japan, the islands of the Pacific Ocean, having discovered America at the peninsula of Alaska during their navigations. The bulk of the nation came over and spread from Alaska to Anahuac. So Anahuac is Mexico. Establishing many states in the west of America, such as Tula, Amaquemesen, Tehuajo, Navajo, Teopanta, Huehue, and many others. After crossing the mountains, they discovered and followed the Missouri and Arkansas rivers, reaching thus the Mississippi and Kentucky. Oh, hold on. My fault. My fault, man. Hold on. This is going to get to a good part right here. So it says the Olmecas or Olmecas were the first Istakhans who ventured to come to Kentucky, where they did not make a permanent settlement. They came in contact with the Taligans. So he's saying that the Taligans and the Atalans are the same people from that ancient empire that was in the Atlantic. And not being able to subdue them, they left the country and invaded Tennessee, the Winginas, and the Westos of Carolina, as well as the Jamasees of Georgia, may be remains of these Olmecas, but the bulk of the nation went to Anahuac. So the Olmecs went to Mexico, right? With the Chicalans having made an alliance with them. So the Chicalans were also from that side of Asia, another Negro Asian tribe that had come. The Chicalans were another Istakhan nation who had come down the Arkansas, meeting on the Mississippi with powerful Atalans. So they met the Atalans that were in the Mississippi, right? The mound builders, such as the Korans, the Talagans, and they joined the Olmecas in a confederacy against them. So they united these Asiatics, right, Negroes, and came and actually at sometimes warred with some of the Aboriginals that were here. All right, so I just wanted to show this because I mean there's a whole different history and perspective that we don't know about, that's in these books that we were never taught. And I went into the book and this guy's history and everything, and he has some verifiable sources, and then I started searching all these tribes that he's naming, and there is history of it. Also, I wanted to address some part that he's talking about Ethiopia and Kush and all that. All right. Just one more.
Hey, though, bro, before you start, so you saying that the Olmec nation came from where?
He's saying they're Asian tribes. They're Asian tribes. So now we can't just think like China. You know what I mean? We gotta think the whole Asia. We got, we know the Malays and the Filipinos and all those Asia too. So we know they were Negro, right? We know that in this area of the Pacific, there's stories and a history of more land too. You know, Lemuria, Mu, whatever you want to call it. So are these Olmecs really Lemurians or Mus? You know, but again, this book is stating that there was already Aboriginals here when they came from that side. You know, and why do they always emphasize the Olmecs? You know, like, you know, it's and not the rest of the tribes.
Right.
Well, I don't know if you call Dr. David Imhotep what he said the other night, that one of the things that he revised in his book was basically that there was a grandparent civilization already here prior to the Olmecs getting here. You know what I'm saying? Or even being known of and stuff like that or whatever, right? And And you know, and far as I can tell, these people have been here even before the so-called Africans migrated out of Africa. Now, I know we're gonna have to definitely break down the multi-regional theory. You know what I'm saying? Maybe find a video or something on that or whatever, but break down the multi-regional theory also. There's a multi-regional theory. And part of our theory is we say that we come out of Africa, out of America, right? The out of America theory, which will be a part of the multi-regional theory. Y'all see how that works? You know what I'm saying? There's things that we could say was invented in America that came out of America, and the rest of the world is benefiting off of electricity, hip hop, basketball, so on and so forth. Y'all follow where I'm going with this? And once we can tie ourselves to being the creators of these things, instead of they're teaching us that Naismith created basketball. See how that works? Then we're looking up to them and say, oh, they let us into basketball. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we're dominating their sport. We're the best. Da, 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 da. You know what I'm saying? And they laughing like, yeah, thank y'all. Thank you, Kareem. Thank you, Dr. J. Thank you, Michael Jordan. Thank you, LeBron. You know what I'm saying? You see the future. Y'all see what is going to happen to y'all. So let's do something different. Leave something for your children to own. They don't have to jump up and down the basketball court to be a part of the Chicago Bulls, Mike. You're supposed to have ownership in the team, and you can leave that to your children. Period. Somebody should be asking those type of questions. Right? You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Puffy and people that's pushing the envelope to try to own certain teams, whatever. But why not just y'all get together and start your own league? Period. Thanks. People will come play for you. People will come play for Jay-Z. People will come play for Puffy. You know what I'm saying? I would definitely sponsor a team out here in Vegas. You know what I'm saying? We have arenas out here. We can make it happen. We can start with little tournaments and things of that nature. You know, get your best players in the city. I'll get y'all best players or whatever. We get it cracking. We do it in high schools. You know, we can lecture. You know what I'm saying? At the same time, do celebrity basketball games. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things that we could do to create energy around and currency around what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? Support what the ladies are doing. You know what I'm saying? And whatever endeavors they're doing. You know what I'm saying? We have to support that. Period. And not criticizing, oh, that's women's stuff. No, man, we're supposed to support our wives and things that they got going on, man. So yeah, it's just you're insecure if you have a problem with that, man. You know what I mean? As a man, like we shouldn't have these type of issues. And Ab said it last night about people just being too emotional. You know what I'm saying? As men, we're supposed to be soldiers. We're not supposed to be emotional. You know what I'm saying? Yo, we wanted to say another word today, man. A word of the, you know, every episode we're gonna try to come up with a word. So is there a word that you guys can share with the family?
I didn't pull one up yet, but I'm pretty sure Jag or somebody can. I mean, I might pull one up real quick. Let me see what I can do.
Yeah, we did Halito yesterday.
And I think Corey Mayo is trying to finish up the little part two whenever y'all get done with that or whatever.
Well, I got a word. I guess it'll correlate with what I was about to read. So my word would be Ethiop, right? So it says, to the extent that his blackness was that of an Ethiopian, John's emerging. They're talking about Prester John, but he's going to point out what the word Ethiopian means. It says it should be pointed out that, like the geographical term Ethiopia, the anthropological ones, Ethiop and Ethiopian, were in ancient and medieval times thoroughly ambiguous. When they referred to someone from a specific region, they were close to our modern age, even though that region, which began at the Upper Nile and had its capital at Meroe, sometimes stretched southward and eastward as far as the imagination would allow. But Ethiopian served to designate a color before it came to be applied to a region. The Greek Aethiopes, from which it is derived, literally meant burnt face, and referred to any person of black complexion, whatever his place of origin. Homer said of the Ethiopians that they live at the ends of the earth. So where's the ends of the earth? Some near the sunrise, some near the sunset. So everywhere, right? Both sides. In later antiquity, the word tended to become restricted to black Africans, meaning either any Negro or someone specifically from Ethiopia. The biblical terms Cush and Cushi which may have been specifically geographical designations from the outset, came to be translated as Ethiopia and Ethiopian, respectively, and the ambiguity was thereby reinforced. All right, so that's my word right there.
Yeah, man. You can keep going in on the book too. Maybe we can all do a word here afterwards or something.
Yo, and you know what's crazy, right? You say how we could produce literature, produce books and stuff like that, but this brother speaks Spanish, so he obviously could read it and read some of the original documents and the original language and things that the people wrote, as opposed to getting a translation from somebody that did it hundreds of years later. You say, oh yeah, I can translate that, and then put their political agenda on it. Oh, those people were Africans, those people were this.
Exactly.
And they're talking about Rome and Ethiopia when Rome, Ethiopia, India didn't exist. Y'all see how that work?
Yeah, it don't matter.
These things that are being attached to these people. Cristobal Colon never said he came from Spain because Spain didn't exist. So what are you talking about? Like, it's just a lot of weird shit going on, and that needs to be answered. If I was teaching people about a place that didn't exist, people would be checking us on that, right?
I'm gonna wait for everything.
Yeah, it's just weird, man.
All right, so yeah, just to continue a little bit in this book, it says that in Greek and Roman, right, because we hear about India a lot, ancient India, the Far East, or Ethiopia. We gotta always have this perspective that these places weren't always talking about the places we know today as India or the Far East or Ethiopia, because it has an origin. So it says that in medieval times, they basically had the term the three Indias. This later concept became a standard one in the Middle Ages. One of the three Indias faced Ethiopia. According to Pseudo-Abdias, the second faced Persia, and the third occupied the ends of the earth between the ocean and the realm of darkness. The third became especially fruitful for the geographical imagination, the region of untold islands, in which the plural term Indias, etymologically one and the same as Indies. So where's the Indies? Where's the islands? So this realm of darkness, basically where they couldn't go. They couldn't cross the Atlantic and all these, place. They were talking about America. So when they talk about that I'm Ethiopian and all this stuff, and you got to dodge the hijack.
You right.
Yeah, that was real, right? Damn, I ain't know that.
Shout out to Con Drop, man.
Yes, exactly. I learned all this from King Drop, man. This is hours of me watching videos, man. Hours, man. Talking about, I'm still catching up to his latest ones. I've been on it for 2 years, and that's the thing, man. Like, you gotta get the info, man. We have to unlearn. This is a whole process, There's a whole process of there's many layers of the lies, and the dude in the video, he knows what he knows, but has he gone further with it? You know what I mean? Like, there's deep.
Yep, you're right.
Mm-hmm. Right. Well, man, the best part about everything, though, bro, like the information is getting out there. You know what I'm saying? And even when Sinetta is saying, what he's saying, that it's still when just a person that just has a thinking brain will watch that and be like, wait a minute, and hopefully they would do some research on their own and don't just take people's word for stuff. You know what I'm saying? I think that's another thing. Just being blind followers needs to stop. Across the board. Like, I just think it's time out to be a follower. It's time to be leaders. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we deal with over here is all leaders. You know what I'm saying? And people that are leaders in their families and leaders in their communities. And we just all form together like Voltron to make things happen. And that's what it's about, man. It's not about egos and somebody trying to be this and that. That's whatever that is. That's we didn't come from that. It was more a community thing. And if you are a chief or king or whatever, you're a servant of the people. It's not the other way around. People come wash your feet. That's a European way of thinking. Take that to them. We didn't have those way of thinking. We didn't have prisons. We didn't have orphanages. We didn't have nursing homes prior to them invading our shit. We honored our women, our children, our old as deities. Period. We need to get back to that, man. We need to get back to building, being the builders, and we have more than that our ancestors did, supposedly. You know what I'm saying? So why not we doing more? Why not we build our own university, Aboriginal universities of America? What are they gonna do? They're gonna tell you what you got to do. What type of licenses you got to get. We're gonna listen to that. Well, under the UNDRIP and everything else that we fall under says that we don't have to listen to shit you gotta say when it comes to teaching our children, vaccinating our children or not vaccinating our children, or what to feed our children. Fuck off. That's what we fall under. You know what I'm saying? Fuck off. What you gonna tell us to do on our land? So yeah, if I could get some information from a Moor that would say, okay, I can drive around without getting my car registered. You know what I'm saying? I could put this license plate on there, blah, 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 blah. Okay, I said I could process that. So wait a minute. That works for them. What are they doing to make that work for them? Y'all see how that works?
Right.
Then we have to produce our own license plates for our own people on this land that will be recognized in every state on this union. That's power. That way we can say, oh, yeah, we have an official license plate and here's the paperwork to go with it. Here, send us $20. You know what I'm saying? Blah, blah, blah. And that's real. And it's really what you can really register that in your state. You pull up the police, pull you over and say, hey, here you go. That's what, when I see something like that, that will make my say, yo, that's real right there. We'll support that. Y'all follow me?
Right.
So with all the talking, all the videos, all the hours, all the donations, all the super chats, all the ads, and has anybody built that? That's the part right there. And we don't want to be a part of that conversation. Well, these guys been talking for years and they haven't produced shit.
Right. They ain't produced nothing.
Yeah, but that's not gonna be us. So that's what we on, man. We on building over here, man. We are the descendants of the mound builders. And if we let this generation go without building anything, you know, we'll be dishonoring our ancestors, man. And I think they'll be turned over in their grave when these people be talking about we taking trips to Africa and Egypt. You know, they niggas be like, oh, shit, man. Look at them. Why not Wyoming? You know what I'm saying? Why not Utah? Why not Mexico? Why not Belize? It's too weird, man. We don't see no beauty in our shit. And I understand it because I knew that the pyramids were in Mexico. I never wanted to go see them because I thought somebody else built them. Because I was brainwashed. I wanted to go to Kemet. I didn't want to go to Mexico.
Yeah.
I understand. Right. Get it. I got it. I get it. I understand, y'all. I do. I understand that they have made all these beautiful movies and gave you all these fantasies. And then they have mixed the alien stuff with it. But our shit's over. And more grander. We have grander things here that they can't duplicate. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we should be going back to the ancient stuff and maybe getting it more into the sacred geometry and things like that or whatever. I think that would take our children to the next level. Become more powerful than us. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got a word pulled up. In Northeast, Algonquin speakers gave colonists a numbers of words. Terrapin is an Algonquin word meaning little turtle, a source of food for the indigenous people of the eastern woodlands. The European colonists added the freshwater turtle to their vocabulary by 1672, as well as to their diet, transforming the turtles into soup, into stew, as the American Indians did. The name of the nocturnal marsupial called a possum comes from the patois, whatever the hell that name is, word of a possum, meaning a white mammal. In 1610, it was shortened to possum by colonists. That's just a word for you today, you know. Terrapin, Algonquin.
So what you're saying is, when you talk about the Maryland Terrapins, and then their logo is a turtle, it goes back to, once again, our ancestors here. Shit.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I would like to
thank you, brother. I know that.
I'd like to correlate with that, the Algonquin, and with basically, Turtle, Turtle Island, America, whatever. But there's this book. It's called the Oashpi. It's like this Christian religious book. But the dude was living amongst the Indians when he wrote this shit. And there's one here that says these are the principal prophets and lawgivers, right? According to him, it says Iwata or Awa or Hawata, a North American contemporaneous with Poe, Abraham, and Brahma. So they're saying that he lived at the same time as Abraham, right? He was taller than any other man with a bright, shining face of copper, right? There you go, copper. He established amongst the North Americans of his time the worship of the Great Spirit, and his doctrines are still held by most of the tribes of North American Indians who refuse to accept any other god or savior. Iawata established the United States of America, but called by the name Opaikoquin or Algonquin. The motto of his independent nations, united in one, was that which was adopted in the formation of the present United States of America by the whites. All right, so yeah, we're relating this Iawata basically to Abraham, right? And it says that Abraham is also large, red, like new copper, same way. So we got to dig on it. Like, who was the real one, Abraham or Iawata? You know what I mean?
Damn. Yo, that's weird, because even when they talk about Abraham Lincoln, right, having a tall advisor, mysterious advisor, yeah, they mince things and they mix stuff up. So there's for sure a picture of George Washington as this white guy, but then they always, why would they have his one of his advisors be a black guy sitting there? You know what I mean? So-called Moor and things of that nature, man. It's just weird. Yeah, we have to ask questions. And sometimes, even when you got guys like Glenn Beckham, right, that they have put, he was doing the Founders, Fridays and stuff like that, whatever. I think we should dust that off and bring that back. That's dope. Just like something for us, though, kind of we can freak it out a little bit. You know what I'm talking about? But when we talk about he opened up a can of worms that I don't think he wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? Because once you start pointing these things out, wait a minute, this guy, these guys were here. These were Americans, right? It wasn't African Americans. That leads other questions to come up. And then you start researching the books that they were talking about, right? The Sons of the Revolutionary War, things of that nature, whatever, right? You start finding out that it was black free people that were fighting on both sides of this equation. They were fighting for the British. They were fighting for the Americans. You see what I'm saying? And turncoats and traders and stuff like that or whatever. So yeah, there's a lot of stories that they didn't tell us. So once Glenn Beck started exposing those things, you know what I'm saying? They think they doing something or whatever, but you exposing a lot of things that they didn't want you to expose. And that's the thing right there. Because people start asking other questions. Well, wait a minute. Well, what about this? Well, who are these people? Well, what tribe was George Washington from? You know what I'm saying? And blah, 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 blah. And then you start, and it just snowballs from there. I wonder if he's still doing it on his new channel.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, why would he stop it? That was something that was, controversial, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. But that's not nothing that they want us to know who the founding fathers of this country really are. You know what I'm saying? Who the French were depicting. That's why we asking them, why don't we talk to the French about who they were depicting with the Statue of Liberty and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? What were y'all talking about? Who was that gift for? What's Paris? Where does Paris come from? See what I'm saying? All these things come from us, from copper people, indigenous people of this planet. So it all connects. So it's not like, the French didn't have relationships with us here, also, you know what I'm saying? And still do.
Right.
But they also are part of the eugenic society and the people who are using these programming tools and things. They are part of it, you know what I'm saying? The education system. All these people are part of it. Now, here's the thing, right? Now, you might have some people that aced all they African American studies tests and all that stuff, right? And the anthropology, all the things that were taught in school, right? And that's what we're seeing. We got guys that they have read all these books and they're like, yo, they can't decipher what was political and what words that didn't apply for what these people are translating in that time period. But if you call Crispus Attucks, will you give us a paper or a thesis or article about Crispus Attucks, right? You call him African American, we see what political agenda that you have. See what I'm saying?
Definitely.
You have to do it because he wasn't called African American during the time. He was called American because he was one of the tribes from the people here.
Yeah, he was from his dad. He's a Indian from Massachusetts, Framingham. Yep. And there's records of the Attucks and all that all up there in the historical records. And there's no mention of saying they're directly. They're trying to say that his father was the one that was from Africa and his mom was an Indian. But there's no. I haven't found any stating in those books that his dad was African. They just reference him as an Indian from Framingham.
Damn. So yeah, man, that's another thing. They try to use all these semantics and making up stuff because they hear the term black or dark or Negro, slave. Listen, man, Africa is not it, man. I'm just telling you that we ain't African. I'm sorry. Sorry to break.
They have to cover the reason why there was Negro people over here, so-called Negro, right? So that's the whole cover. They were African. You know what I mean? And easily for many years we were gullible. I mean, we didn't know any better. We didn't have the books. We didn't have the education. We didn't have the knowledge. To know better.
Right. So it's up to us to start getting the shit, putting the shit together, putting the pieces together, organizing the information, and making Turtle Island great again. We got to make.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, man. Shout out to everybody, man. Shout out to Ty Data, the Cyborg, 5000elite.com. Go check them out, man. Doing great things there with the multi-genius Ty Data, though, man. Yeah, man.
Absolutely. So if anybody want to close out, read a few things before we get ready to close out. Jack, Chief, Corey Mayo.
Oh yeah, man. I just want to say, man, it was a good build. You learn something new every day, man. I'm glad he brought that book out because I did not know all of that. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you can classify as an Ethiop because it's basically letting you know, but that's how they identified all the inhabitants. Yeah.
Fact. The Ethiopian Sea. And that because we own the seas, man. So, man, listen, they're just only descriptive terms. And a lot of times people are taking descriptions of terminologies. Or they'll say, well, that person was Angolan. Well, that's just a language that the Portuguese had in Central and South America. You know what I'm saying? It's a dialect of Portuguese. So a lot of times, we got to stop the madness and just get to what it is. You know what I'm saying? We identifying with being the first inhabitants of this land. And that we're identifying with we sprung up like the oak tree from this land. We sprung up like cocaine from this land. That's what the fuck we saying. We're not saying anything else that you guys are saying. That's fine. You do that. But we're saying that we come from this soil and we were here first. We didn't come here. We've been here. That's what we're saying. That's our thesis. That's our research. And that research is just more research is just validating that, you know what I'm saying? Because now if you got people that have been here 500,000 years ago, documented, right? And scientists are all sitting around saying, fuck. Yeah, we gotta say that. Yeah, fuck it. You know what I mean? What we gonna do? We can't keep saying the same old shit all the time, right? So now I'm glad that these, like I said, if it was just chess, you guys are boxed in. You guys have castled up and we got you surrounded. We're all the way over on your side. We got 2 queens on the board. We have taken your queen. all your power pieces. It's over. Seriously,
Yeah.
it really. He knows it.
Game over, man.
I'm gonna just finish up with another part of this book I was reading earlier with the professor. It's just a short paragraph before we go. So it says, an intercourse was kept up more or less regularly between all the primitive nations and empires from the Ganges to the Mississippi. And they're talking about after the destruction of of time of Peleg, when the land was divided. It says Krishna, or Hercules, it says, and Ramachandra, two heroes of India, visited Atala. And so Atala in this book, he's saying it's America, and the court of the Western monarchs, which is called one of the heavens on earth by the holy books of the East. The Atalans were civilized like the Atlantes, lived in towns, built houses of wood, clay, and rough stones. They worshipped the sun and moon and emblems of deity and built them circular temples. They knew geometry, architecture, astronomy, glyphic science or writing, the use of metal, agriculture. They had public games and festivals. There you go, public games. You know who they're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
It's a dagger.
Straight dagger. Tomahawk.
Straight scalp. Noodles is leaking. Sheesh, man. Hey, man. I don't even know. Like I said, man, they're in check right now. And they don't have another move. Any move that they make is a checkmate. So it is what it is at this point right now. We don't have anything too much more to say. And we're just going to build from there. You know what I'm saying? Because we already know that any move that they make from this point is checkmate. There's nothing. I mean, who you going to bring out? Like, y'all have to go find Harriet Tubman. That's what y'all have to do. Have y'all seen the in color picture of Harriet Tubman when she's a little girl? Hey, we got Black Lotus coming up next, man. So stay tuned for that. Hopefully the notification will go out. But yeah, we got Black Lotus coming up. Black Lotus TV. Lotus TV. Shout out to Lotus. My brother wants to come on and do a build with us today. So we're going to build with him 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So shout out to Lotus. Shout out to Todd Data. Big over to the family.
We'll definitely put together a nice panel later on. We got a couple other guests coming on later too, so we'll put together something powerful later on. You know, have a couple guests on.
Yeah, man, we're gonna eventually, man, try to have a 24-hour network, man, of Aboriginal consciousness and Aboriginal entertainment, man. So you might see some sports, you might see some entertainment, you might see some, pop things going on there, whatever. But we always gonna be definitely dropping information. So shout out to the family, man. Big Uru, good y'all. The truth is in the building.
The truth.
We'll see y'all later, man.
Yeah, man. We got y'all. Feathers up. I'm gonna end the song. Y'all already know what it is.
Sound like some mafia shit, Joe Buck.
Got the chief rock.
See ya. Show that.
Tachiko. This is the part that gets scary. I try to talk, but these niggas ain't hear me. This is the part that gets spooky. They play that role and I'm ending the movie.
Yeah, I swear to God, I put the fear God in these niggas. I swear to God, I put the fear God in these niggas. I swear to God, I put the fear God in these niggas. I swear to God. I put the fear God in these niggas. I never go back on my promise. Yeah, one thing I don't like, to be honest. They gon' keep popping until I pop up. Look at them acting astonished. Claiming they trapped out of Hondas. They must was living in Disneyland. I was up there with problems. Stuck on the pole selling milligrams. They wouldn't last for a minute, man. Pulling all nighters on double shifts. Call them put 3 up on finish, man. Twice in a day, that's a double flip. Effing and twins call them double mints. Chew through your flesh like it's double mint. Homicide asking my whereabouts. Nobody know where the fuck you went. Refuse to be tame, I'm a different beast. Grinding one straight in the Dickie fleece. I'm on the road with the money yet, and I need a bean for a 50 piece. Completed the puzzle, no missing piece. I'm on a mission like God sent me. I'm on a level that can't be reached. Nigga, I speak like that.
I try to talk, but these niggas ain't hear me. This is the part that gets spooky. They play that role and I'm ending the movie.
Yeah, I swear to God, I put the Fed God in these niggas. I swear to God, I put the Fed God in these niggas. I swear to God, I put the Fed God in these niggas. I swear to God, I put the Fed God in these niggas. Serving who moving that white. Yeah, I done got used to this life. I done grew heartless, stuck in the darkness. I know my future is bright. I'm at the stove and I'm knee deep, cooking your body on repeat. Rifles inside of the trap, try to run up ahead. I'ma shoot, make you retreat. Niggas is not to be trusted. Searching for info, I won't reveal it. Gripping the handle, I clutch it. Shooting bro day and I won't conceal it. Niggas be trying to stay relevant. The game is designed for intelligence. Hustle, I do it in fashion. Dripping designer, that's elegant. I know they gon' hate for some odd reason. I'm a Poland and Glock and a Josh Damon. Give me some top from that main bitch. She gon' swallow my nut like it's God seen it. Completed the puzzle, no missing piece. I'm on a mission like God sent me. I'm on a level that can't be reached. Nigga, I speak like God in me.
Party is scary. I try to talk, but these niggas ain't hear me. This is the party gets spooky. They play that role and I'm ending the movie.
Yeah, I swear to God, I put the Fed God in these niggas. I swear to God, I put the Fed God in these niggas. I swear to God, I put the Fed God in these niggas. I swear to God, I put the Fed God in these niggas. This is the